All right. We're going to get this started in a moment here. I'm just making sure I have ample water as I am recovering. Probably why I sound a little bit more congested than usual. But perhaps that will make things all the more interesting. So, give me a minute and we'll get this started. Let's get this started. Who would like to do the recap? And we'll just say for tonight, I have a slightly more regal and domineering voice. Yes. Totally intentional. Not recovering from being sick or anything.
Solid and smooth. I'll take the recap this time. Let's see here. So, our intrepid band wandered into this strange grove from an illusory grove of snow into this grove of snow with destroyed ships that were being called houses by Max and a giant sword sticking into the remains of a dragon encased in ice in the center. Appears like something really wild and intense happened here, and we're trying to figure some things out. Max went wandering around inside of one of the ships and found some fun stuff and had some realizations about things from their past. Niavara went and checked out some treasure along with Zed, who promptly dropped all of it with a nice natty one. Cha and Raul zipped along across the ice. Raul went up to the top, tippy top of this sword that is jutting out of this dragon. And I believe the whole sword was obfuscated from our vision for some time. I don't remember why it was suddenly visible if something happened, but it all became visible. Um, talked with Zed a little bit about Max, their new companion, questions and concerns. Um, and then slid across the ice to let everybody know there was another ship up in the top right corner. I never did check out those red crystals over there on the left, or the little space up to the top left that like opens up. But Raul at the top of the sword started having some kind of communication with this this draconic entity encased in ice, which hated hearing the word Dale. And every time the word was said, and even Raul tried to carve it onto the pommel of the sword, this psychic wave would burst forth and affect many of the crew. Cha being heavily affected and dropping down onto his knees, muttering an infernal, seemingly possessed by some sort of terrible rage. But Max came along and charmed him, which seemed to get him to his feet. And then we were starting to head into this cavern because it seems like there were some footprints that someone found heading in there that appeared to be perhaps Dale's footprints. And we are heading in there now. Let's see. What did I miss? What did I skip? Um, oh, yeah. Max started talking. Well, there was one moment where Max turned into like a cat entity for just a split second, which nobody's talked to them about yet. It seems like Kozik and Max have some kind of a connection where Kozik knows the secret of Max, and uh, and Max has been talking psychically into people's minds a couple of times. Let's see what else. Kozik is has a delightful new relationship with Max, which is quite hilarious to watch and listen to. Delightfully antagonistic.
Why
Let's see.
antagonistic?
Well, at least on Kozik's end, it appears antagonistic. Max is having a great time. Seems to be quite oblivious to many things. Called the ship a house. That was one of the most intriguing. Didn't know what a ship was, but then I believe relayed that they are from the Feywild. Let's see. And I also wanted to ask, as part of this recap, is there a way that we can kind of transform Zeldrin into like a part of that story they're exiting? Is there something that we can do to, because it's like they just disappeared, but I was like, they were there for a long time. So I was just wondering if we could add to the story something that happened with Veldrin. Like, did they go away for a while? Did they disapparate? Like, what's going on? If people want to, I mean, we can just go forward. But they were a constant presence. I just wanted to honor that or something. And
I
then
haven't really. So the reason I haven't really done anything with that is they requested that Felton just kind of fades away, as it were. So I honored that as best I could.
Yeah, oh, all right. That's
okay,
convenient.
because I was thinking like Niavara had this close relationship, like that's their sibling. They have a whole history. And I was thinking, you know, dealing with the loss of that, like I mean, it doesn't have to be something big. Like maybe they just like poof and they disappeared in a poof of smoke and we don't know why. And that could come up like later on, or if they ever want to join again or something. I don't know, just something so that it's like we're just not suddenly talking about Veldrin and it's but Veldrin was there all along. I don't know. Not
Well,
weird or am I
they didn't really get
weird?
Thanos snapped or anything. It's just they never came with you through the portals.
Maybe they're still back in the town of David.
Frank.
David.
They all
Ari
know.
is still doing that ritual back in a cave somewhere.
Yep.
Yes, totally. I've been thinking about Draari too. Especially when I got the moon sword. I'm like, oh, Draari would love this. He would love it. I'm gonna give it to him when I see him.
Getting a cough drop.
Constant moonlight forever. Anyway,
Right.
so yeah, I was even thinking of like what happened to Veltrin, like just coming up with RP ideas, but this is all good. So yeah,
Sounds
I
good.
think that brings us up
Sounds
to
good to
speed.
me.
Oh yeah, right. A couple other details. There was a banana found, mystical banana by the cannonballs on board the ship. And there was a weird icy tree growing out of the ship that was reactive with the banana. And I basically said, don't remove me from this area or your fates are going to be affected. And so was promptly removed by, was it either Max? It was Max or Kozik. No, Kozik left it. Max took it immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
in her
and then
defense, she didn't pay
what other?
attention to what the tree said.
Sure, of course. I'm not casting blame. Just to recap. Uh,
And there's some
what
sort of
else?
demonic teddy bear, some sort of totemic
That's right, the teddy
bear.
bear. Oh, I blocked it from my memory because of the horror. So Kozik is walking around with a teddy bear dangling off of their armor that has black, empty bead eyes or something, and is totally clean, like unruffled by the damage, the wear and tear of the battle. of decay of any kind, which is even more disturbing. So, and I think that's kind of where we left off. Niavaro found some good stuff, but I don't remember what it was in the treasure. And bada bing, bada boom. We did not. We were contemplating resurrecting this dragon to help us fight Dale, who apparently can wield massive swords, which we should be a little concerned about. But I guess sort of have decided against that now. But anyway, Cha is unconscious and charmed right now by Max, and just wandering into the cave with his moon sword drawn. That's where we left off.
All right. Are there any other details anybody would like to provide?
Please.
Very well. So, if let me check if you have an inspiration.
Oh, I just clicked it right now. I didn't have it before.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, and Max, you should know that I don't know if you were here for it, but Cube told us that if we all had an inspiration, that we could use it all collectively together to like increase a skill point or something like that. A big
The
collective
montage.
boost.
Really?
If we all
Yes.
had it together and didn't just keep using it to save
I'm
our
just gonna
asses
keep
again.
spending mine selfishly.
Well, there you go. I gave you the choice, I guess. I shouldn't have, but I did.
You should have said nothing.
All right. So, picking up where we left off, you have all essentially, in some way, shape, or form, have felt the touch of rage, felt the touch of anger and frustration. The only source that you can ascertain it being from must be this entity impaled by this massive blade in the middle of a frozen lake. However, you as a group decided to retreat into the cave and forego saying the name that should not be said. And give me a moment to switch. Actually, unless there is anything anybody wanted to do prior to entering, like last minute.
Mm.
My scenes are all messed up. Dang it.
Just posted some mood music.
Yeah, I need to fix some of the. Okay, that's okay. Nope. Nope.
Speaking of mood music, I had just started my stream up, played this like epic music from Pretzel Rocks as you were doing the
There it
the
is.
opening, and it went pretty well.
Huh. Oh, well, what kind of beat does that have?
Okay.
It was just like a cinematic sort of
The one thing I gotta do, I gotta
like
log in real
epic
quick
background music.
because it disconnected me. So
During
let
the
me fix that real
recap?
quick.
That was a great idea.
Yeah, I typically have it as intro, and we started just almost
Look
as
at
soon
that.
as I
I was
started
so
my stream.
creative.
So I kept the music rolling and I was switching things over,
There
and it
we
was
go.
just this like monologue with music behind it and you talking over it, and it went like pretty well. So I might try and do more shit like that. Anyway, sorry.
Why is it
I
not?
digress.
So I guess one question is Cha conscious? Like, or is he sort of out of it? Like, we didn't quite determine
Interact.
what his state was because he was
Okay,
charmed and
well,
then he got up and he moved. But is he still sort of having an internal battle with this rage, or did it replace it? His distance away from the sword or the dragon helping deter it, or I'm not sure. I just want to know what state he's in so I can role play it properly.
Yeah, piggybacking up on that, I'm pretty sure Zed is like completely unconscious because I had a
Yes,
nat 1 on the wisdom save.
right. We drag. You've been dragged. I think you're being
So yeah,
dragged.
I'm with the group, but not really there, I guess.
We're carrying you.
so Cha is very much conscious. Um, Zed is very much not conscious, but Cha is of stable mind, at least.
So he's charmed, but his mind has come back. And how long does the
Now,
charm last?
An hour.
Hour. Okay. And
It's
does he
all
make
it is
saves on it?
basically me and you were best friends. We fist bump, high five, we're there for each other, and then after an hour, you will know that you were magically affected by me.
I will know. Okay.
and what happens after the charm wears off, you know, we'll see what happens.
Right.
So let me drag your
It's too bad
tokens.
Zed isn't conscious. I could totally make him jealous. Because Zed and I have been like fist bumping and high fiving and doing got our special handshake, and now I'm gonna be all buddied up to Max.
Burp. Put him in
Like I
there.
wouldn't want a special handshake. I
Yep.
would want like a special dance, right?
Max.
You remember that scene on White
1, 2, 3,
Chicks,
5,
right? When
6.
they're at the club. That's what I want.
Oh,
Okay.
it's there. And Cha is
Okay.
like a fantastic
Okay.
ballroom level
Okay.
dancer.
Okay. Oh,
His tail's a part of it, and his movements are smooth and snake-like. Oh yeah.
Cha. Ra. All right, prototype token's broken again.
Are we coming in here? Sort of moves the moon touch sword around, illuminating the walls of the cavern.
Why are my tokens constantly breaking? I don't know.
We're looking for our problem. And we think he came this way.
Oh, okay. I had a little blackout or something. I was like in the snow. I ran up to you guys, and then suddenly I was in here. And Cha
Shit.
looks at Max and is like, "And I was with you." And he's smiling.
Should there be two Chaws?
It's just
Go.
the tokens. You know, the tokens are doing the thing. It's just the token that
Ah.
keeps switching.
Yeah, I'm Shaw now.
Oh, stop that.
That's my line.
I can't move either jaw though.
It's because the
yet.
game's paused. No one can move.
Oh, yeah, that makes.
I'm gonna look at Shaw and just be like, hey, best buddy, you don't happen to have like a torch or anything you could light? Cause I've got human eyes and they're terrible
Your
and I
token.
can't see anything in here.
He looks down at the moon touch sword that he already drew before
Wait,
he walked in and is illuminating the room.
What?
It's like, you
Where's
can't see?
Well, I
Raul?
can't see.
What the?
Well, yeah, I do have a torch actually here. And he pulls out a torch and hands it to Max.
I too will light a torch.
Niavara will take out her lantern.
I'm just gonna pocket the torch and not light it, if that's okay.
Of course.
I just wanted it.
Oh, oh, I was getting okay. Never mind.
All right, there we go. So somebody has a torch.
Chaw's got a sword, and I have it.
Neovar's
And
got a
Neovar,
Got
yeah,
sword.
Neovar's got a lantern.
Cha just gave me a torch, so subtract
Okay.
that from their inventory. How do I add it to mine?
Hit the little edit button next to it on your thing, or hit add right up on the line.
Let's give him
How do I change it? Edit.
light.
You can drag and drop it from the compendium as well.
Where do you get the
20.
compendium?
Items, it's the little briefcase icon at the
20.
top, right?
60.
Oh, that's cool. I can place them
Okay.
as your template myself.
So how would I give the torch to Max? Is there like a drag for that?
I mean, you just delete it and he just adds
My
one.
compendium doesn't work.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, it's not working for me either.
Okay.
Update.
Torch.
Compendium.
Well, I used it, but it didn't change the amount that I.
You have to
Okay.
hit consume like you would in a spell for it to do it, and it'll take one. No, it consumed my charge, but it didn't take mine out either. Wow, it didn't last time.
Right.
Oh yeah,
The
Cube
number.
said it was because they last for an hour, so it's like
Oh,
you
so
put
after
it
an hour.
out, and yeah, and so after an
Items.
unpaused hour, it'll consume it if you still have it, kind of thing.
Okay.
So you'll just have to manually change it each time.
So I didn't. Should be unlocked for you guys in compendium. When you look at items, is
When
there
I
nothing there?
search torch, nothing pops up.
Under
Have my
items,
compendium.
SRD.
Items SRD. Mine's working. Yeah.
I don't have an items SRD. I just when I click items, there's nothing.
So compendium packs at the top
Uh,
right,
Compendium packs. Okay, I see that.
next to the little music icon on the right of it.
Items SRD. Then open that. Then search from there. Okay, I see it. There's a
Alright.
lot of stuff in here.
Who else has a light?
Niavara, Raul, and Cha.
Shaw has 10. 10. Bleh.
It is sort of interesting. Why is the hat blue?
Because somebody put
Oh, because
a
I expended the torch. Is that, I don't know how to make that go away.
Try Control Z.
Control Z.
okay.
That didn't do anything.
So it's under your measurement controls. Somebody pretty much put a big measurement over it. That's what that is.
Okay, measurement controls and then Control Z.
If you click on it in theory, you should be able to like touch it and then delete it.
Oh yeah, got it. Okay.
do, do.
Uh,
There you go. So Max, what's your light radius? 20, no, 30? Ah, Niavara.
Oh, I don't know if that sword is in my inventory.
Should be.
Okay, I've got
Ah, that's
my
what it did.
dart, my quarterstaff, got my
2020.
armor, my ring. I don't see the
So
sword.
Niavara and Raul both have torches out?
Yes. No, Nevar is the
Or
lantern.
has her what's the word? Hooded lantern.
Okay. All right. Well, feel free to move accordingly. It's quite damp. It's quite cold. But it's not nearly as, you know, inhospitable as it is outside. Albeit the cold stone does, have its own flavor, as it were.
Delicious. Cubed, how can I get that sword in my inventory?
Pretty.
Is it in the compendium?
Update token. Should have it. You should have it. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Items. Moon. Great sword, long sword. Oh, that's why. Because Moon Touch can be applied to pretty much any bladed weapon, so there's not a set designation for it. So just what
It's a
kind of sword
short
it was?
sword, right?
So just put a short sword in there,
Okay. And then I don't remember exactly what its
and
light
then
was.
oh, I know, and
Okay.
then just rename it to Moon Touched, like Moon Touch Short Sword, because then we'll know.
Short sword. And it's not a
Oh,
+1 or anything, it's just a regular one.
correct.
Short. Okay.
Good thing Chaw has all the loots.
All of them.
All right. Technical things aside, what would you like to do? Like I said, it's cold. It's somewhat damp in here. There's there's a bit of a breeze, and it's pretty chilling. And Cha is very much conscious, very aware of his surroundings. And Zed is very much not conscious and not aware of his surroundings. But at least you're not outside feeling angry.
I'm gonna continue looking for the footprints.
Hey, what happened to Zed? Chaw's gonna go to Zed and try to like shake him and wake him up and smack him a couple of times gently. He said, "Wake up! What are you doing sleeping at the time like this?"
All right. Zed, give me a. Looking at what it would be best associated with. Let's say a. You know what? Let's do a Constitution save, but with advantage because somebody's helping you.
Hmm.
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 Zed is still very much sleep,
Does anyone have
and
like some water? I'm really parched. Sorry.
and he's At this point, he's stirring and tossing like he's probably having a really bad time. Definitely not dreaming of sunshine and rainbows.
He's having a seizure, you guys.
And lollipops and rainbows.
I don't think that's what's going on. But your interpretation is duly noted.
Oh, okay.
Cha, I need a little. You got like a water canteen or anything?
Don't
Uh,
weren't you camping, babe?
Hmm.
Weren't you camping? Shouldn't you have a water canteen?
Why would I be camping? I was kidnapped.
Well,
I
before
was
you were
taken from town. I'm a baker. Remember?
then,
insight check. Is Max
These,
a baker who
these
was
are the things that I
kidnapped?
said when we first met. Okay.
No, you haven't said it to me.
Oh.
That's it. Man, I hope I got a natural 20. What did I? No, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's
16.
not bad. Hold on, let me.
Don't you have like a
I
plus
just want
70
some
or
water.
something?
No, it's barely anything. A normal little roll here.
Damn it.
like
I was like, I did take some of the water from that first stream that we jumped in.
the peace stream?
That would be
Yeah, the
perfect.
pea water.
Could you hand it to me?
Here's pea water.
I'm gonna take the pea water and I'd like to just dump it on Zed's face a little bit. See if that helps him get up.
Nice.
All right, Zed, give me another Constitution save with advantage.
I told you I have 17 kids. This is how I wake them up in the morning. Fresh pea water. Oh,
Nice.
As the saying
Wake up.
goes, there must have been something in the water.
Haha.
Zed, you are snapped out of your horrible, nightmarish experience, and you feel like water dripping down your face and in your beard, and it's all in your nose, and it's in your hair, it's in your eyes, and some of it probably got in your ear.
Doesn't it remind you of the ocean, Zed?
Zed'll, uh, I guess he'll. Is everyone around him?
Yep.
Yeah.
When he wakes up. All
Except
right.
for
He's gonna.
Raul.
He's gonna look at all of you, but not. You could kind of tell by the look on his face he doesn't immediately recognize you. He's gonna scamper away and uh, he'll look down at his torso as he's feeling himself, and he's wait, no blood, no. Okay. But his face is all wet, so he's kind of wiping his face and checking it, and he's I know no blood. He's panting and sweating almost. And then his immediate reaction is he'll go to the hilt of his blade, and then he'll look up and almost snap out of it slightly. He'll realize that it's all of you standing there, and he's just gonna just very, I guess, with like kind of bated breath, he's like, what happened?
We're in the safety of the cave, Mr. Thatcher.
We pissed off the dragon. Probably.
Oh, is that what happened?
Probably.
But yeah, he wouldn't talk to me either.
I think it did the same thing to me, Zed. I was kind of out of it for a few minutes.
I hmm. I wasn't out of it. I was very much aware of what was, at least what I felt was happening to me. The Kozik, you remember that hooded figure? He ended up snatching us with the tree vines.
Of course, how could I forget?
Exactly. Well, let's just say that
You saw him?
for what felt like the last many hours. I was strewn down on a just block of stone while he was torturing me, pulling out my insides.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Ugh.
you were talking about blood.
He wants vengeance.
You mean right now you were? For hours?
That's yes.
It actually hasn't even been hours, Zed. I'm just not to discount your experiences, but it's been 40 minutes at most since you passed out.
It
Been
was
in a prison of the mind.
That's possible.
Sounds like
very
just a
visceral.
bad dream. You know, we all have them, right? I once was eaten by a giant grilled cheese, but I think we need to focus on the task at hand and follow these footprints, don't you think?
Give him a second.
Grilled cheese.
Happy birthday, Grimace milkshake. Anyway, it's a meme. Continue.
I don't even know
Oh,
what's going on. Okay.
I understood it.
We have the internet. The second you guys say things I don't know, I just Google it and I figure out what it, and I try to add it into the conversation like I knew what you were talking about the whole time.
as is tradition. So, Raul, you were looking for tracks. Give me the survival check.
I rolled one a minute ago. Do you want that one, or do you want me to roll another?
Let me find 16. Okay, I see. 16. You do find. You do find some tracks, but they drop off very quickly. Particularly because where you are is mostly stone. It's mostly stone covered in like water, and it's just tracks aren't really something that are easy to have easily viewable here.
All right, makes sense. Uh,
So
we've
you find
transitioned out of the snow into rock.
yes. So while a 16 is a very good roll, it's just the circumstance of the terrain also serves as an additional difficulty, as one might put it. And
Okay.
as you're in here, you also realize that there's a lot of water that drips from slightly melted stalactites.
Washing the dust away.
Yeah. So
Now, is it
everything
like
is pretty clean.
slippery terrain, or is it?
Where you are, no.
Okay.
But I'd say with that survival check, it's probably going to be.
Mossy and wet and whatnot.
Yep, you'd probably ascertain the further in you get, the worse it's gonna be, because this area is sort of, the cold and the movement, the airflow can, allow some of this stuff to dry. But as you get in and there's less air and movement, then it's just more moisture and more
Okay.
stagnated water.
Well, then I'll gesture over to them because I see some sort of opening. Be like, we got some sort of opening here to the side. It looks like we got one in front of us as well. How do we want to do this? Quick and efficient, I assume, but I don't think splitting up is probably the best way to go. But it looks like we got a couple ways to go about this.
What's our game plan? Do you think that our nemesis is the one who was able to impale that dragon with that huge sword? Maybe this creature inside of that human body is like horrific.
You, you want me to use the DM you sent me?
Which one?
about the sword.
Yes. You may.
When Cha says that, um, I will just, as if I were there, kind of like confidence about it.
Got a cough.
I will be like, well, so it was a white dragon, and I'm not sure if it's
Oh, hydrate.
that guy, the name that killed it, but I will say that the fight between it, that's the reason that big valley's all there, because whoever, that's a large sword, so whoever fought it was big enough to hold it in a single hand. And that's why he went down as easily as he did and why he's frozen in the ice, because when he struck the sword into the dragon so hard, it melted the rock and the snow around it and immediately froze it in a crater and created that valley we were in.
That's your educated opinion?
No. Well, I saw it happen.
Saw it.
When?
Like in
I
a
don't
vision?
know. Millennia ago, yesterday, tomorrow. I
Wait,
don't know.
you mean you were
Well,
here when it happened?
probably not tomorrow.
Was I here or was my people here? I don't know. But I know confidently that I was there enough to know that that is exactly how it went down.
Shaw looks over at Niavara and is like wide eyed.
Physically, I don't know if I was there, or spiritually, if I was there. But I
Okay.
will tell you, it's a white dragon. And I will say that he's very noble and he's very respectable and shouldn't be trifled with. I will say that. But, if you're, strong enough to wield that sword and take him down in a swoop enough to melt the mountains beneath you, I'm just, call me paranoid, think we might heed some caution.
What would we know about white dragons? Would we have any history of what their tendencies are or history about them?
I don't know. What would you know? That's a good question.
Would I know? Shaw, you're a scholar. You study about dragons. This. Okay, dirty 20.
Nice.
So, you would know that, you know, well, white dragons in particular are, well, for one, they're native to snow. Kind of pretty sure that's a pretty dead giveaway.
Yes.
Which is also kind of interesting how you would know that of all people, being from a place where there's no such thing as snow.
We had a great library.
Well, also, hey, thank you for that follow. Well, also, you know, there may or may not, with that 20, dirty 20, I'll even go in so far as to say you've heard of it's part of the library that you have, and it's just kind of part of where you are from natively. You would have heard of a name. Actually, give me a religion check. Because I think religion would be a little more apt. Oh, that was a delayed notification.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you kind of get the feeling that, there was a lot more in the library, but maybe you never got to that section. Something about some other big wig dragon, some not so friendly, but you can't remember. Or if you ever even made it that far, you had other things to deal with.
Oh yeah.
But anywho, so of white dragons, you'd know that they're pretty intelligent, but they often come off as pretty dull. But you'd also be able to ascertain that they don't really care about what's going to happen. They often just sort of they live in the moment. The worrying about tomorrow takes away from today. But you also know from your books that they are considered evil.
Right.
But, you've been places where things that should be evil aren't, and, people that shouldn't be evil are, so. But as far as the books go, historically,
Right.
which is probably why they wound up in the library in the first place. Why don't they want to put information on good things in a library in hell? Ugh. Ugh.
Right. Probably a very biased text in favor of them.
Yes.
So Cha's kind of looking at Raul when he says that the creature was noble. And he's like, and he's kind of
Oh, got a
looking at
cough.
his other friends and he's like,
Being sick sucks.
well, I've studied white dragons, Raul, and they can be pretty cunning, but they're complicated creatures. How do you know this one was noble?
Well, I mean, look at Mr. Kozik here. That's the way you carry yourself.
Indeed.
Oh, got a cough.
Hmm. Is it? Would I be able to tell if
Oh,
Raul
okay.
was somehow
Hydrate.
under a spell or charmed or possessed or something?
I mean, you can give me a Arcana.
Okay. Give it a try. Natural.
Damn.
Oh well, I tried.
See, this is one of those cases where it's like, because it's like, okay, you rolled in that one in Arcana, but if I say no, then that's the end of it. But if I say yes, then that also doesn't really do much. So it's like,
Raoul was
Make it as
clearly taken over
confusing
by
as
an alien.
possible. Cha in his
yeah.
head is convinced that Raul has been possessed by the dragon. He's convinced.
Niavara is going to attempt to follow up on this information that Shaw's giving her. Would it be like a history or insight or like what's her vibes about dragons?
I mean, I guess you would be telling to some extent. Like, what are you trying to find out?
I guess like trying to follow up on like the religious angle of Chaw's inquiry. Like she's listening to this and like trying to also come to blows with it because like on the one hand, whatever Raoul was talking about vision wise clearly couldn't have happened. And so I guess just curiosity is what's driving her there because like what the fuck?
Then I suppose that would be a religion check. Why is that being... So with the 14... So you would kind of get the feeling that religion-wise, that dragons do sort of have, they do have their own pantheon. So there definitely is an entire clergy of the different gods of draconic influence. This one, since there's no real name or symbology that's been associated with it, you're not really able to ascertain much information in regards to that, other than, let's see, other than the fact that it's a white dragon that was slain at some point, and perhaps it was so as Raul was saying, it must have taken a mighty foe to fell a dragon, whether or not it was single-handedly or with a single attack. The fact of the matter remains that it's undeniable that there is skeletal remains of an entity of that magnitude that is impaled in that lake. So, all the speculation, why the whys and the hows can be argued, but it must have taken something very strong to do something like that. And even more so for it to maintain some level of consciousness.
That was my question. Like, what would we know about slain dragons? Like, do they maintain their consciousness in their bones form, or like, is this a very weird situation for a slain dragon to still be affecting people psychically, stuff like that?
I mean, it's unusual for sure.
It's a very powerful dragon.
Say
Neovar is
wild
in
shit.
favor of not fucking with it.
Right.
Both
could be
all
Feywild.
capital letters. Do not fuck with the dragon.
It
Rule
is
number 9.
very weird. Rule
Um,
number 9: do not fuck with dragons.
I mean, you can fuck the dragons, but like not the ones that's currently in the ice as bones that is still holding like the
Vara,
power.
you remember your
What?
brother's rule?
My brother was the homebody.
You saying that you've gone to dead dragon orgies? That is absolutely.
That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying if I ever met a silver dragon and they come up to me in their human form, I'm probably not gonna say no.
You had sex with a silver dragon?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying would
You
I?
want to?
I wouldn't turn them down.
Well, now that you're saying you want to, I kind of want to.
If I have a dragon's attention, like romantic affection, I'm curious. I want to know what's going on there.
Me too. Maybe we should go back and talk to that dragon.
It's gonna be making a very judgmental face right now at the both of them.
Yeah, this is
Niavara
just
sticks out her
more.
tongue.
This is just more cult evidence for Raul.
What are you guys
Yep.
looking at? Don't you want to try new things?
I don't think I would ever want to lay with something that could eat me.
Well, any of us
Are
could
you
eat
from a
you.
town full of mimics?
I think we got a mystery to
Sounds
solve
fine.
if we want to hurry up and.
Don't deflect. I'm into this now. Okay, Niavar, do you know where we can find some silver dragons?
No.
Ah.
Regrettably, I'm not that
Insight check.
interesting.
No, I'm kidding.
Raul's gonna start monologuing to himself about this conversation, and Well, I mean, I'm just saying I wouldn't sleep with the dragon, I guess, but I feel like if I was ever offered, it'd be an honor, Lords of the sky, kings and queens of freedom incarnate, the winged beast that lord above us all. And he's just going to be mumbling to this himself about this as he's looking around the cave.
I was looking at everybody like, dude, his eyes are saying it. There's something
And
up with Raul.
as he says the lords of freedom incarnate, he's going to spread his wings and puff out his chest.
Neovar's gonna gesture to Raoul, like, and look at Max like, see, someone gets it. I'm not saying that I would seek it out. I'm saying if it happened, I'd consider it.
Oh, got a cough.
By the way, Max, what is your preferred partner? Like, what would they be like? And he's
Oh,
kinda
that's
smiling.
a whole lot of my business and none of yours. I think we got
Really?
a task at hand we could focus on, right?
No, this is the task at hand. We're living in the moment, just like
Come
the
on,
white
best friend. I'm
dragons.
gonna say with like a little like pearlescent smile at Cha. We need to solve this mystery.
Yeah, we did get buddy buddy pretty quickly, didn't we? Hey, can I have my water skin back? Oh, holds out his hand.
I'm gonna like take out my loot and start walking and just be like, we gotta solve this mystery.
Todd tries to grab it.
What?
Well, as you start singing, the sounds of your music reverberate throughout the cave.
I was singing in my
It
head.
goes.
Neovara is over here at this little side wall, and she's like, I'm just gonna scooch on in.
I was gonna try to grab his water skin from Max.
Without asking for it, he's just gonna grab.
It's his.
Yep.
Let him have it.
He already asked for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I asked if I could have it, and you said yes.
Nope.
I'm sorry, I'm from the Feywild, and we're very specific like that.
Well, he's got a
Inside
point.
check.
Contracts as a Fey, we know all
I
about
get
that.
advantage on these with
Everything
you,
he does.
Get charmed
I
by
don't
me.
care. It doesn't matter. Everything you say is sus.
No, it's not.
Everything.
All right, roll it.
Let's see, charm.
By the way,
Okay, here we
cubed
go.
is so Zed like physically is perfectly fine.
Nice.
Yeah, he's fine.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes, I did it. You lost with advantage.
All right, so with that, I believe you would be suspicious of whether or not I am
The
even
spell
from the
ends,
Feywild
creature
because it doesn't
knows,
seem to be adding
try
up.
by-
How about that?
Absolutely.
You had previously said you didn't know what the Feywild was.
I can't keep track of my lies. Okay.
Oh, of all people, you should know he's not lying about contracts in the Fey.
Alrighty. So we're gonna shift the camera on over here because something happens to the people moving very far ahead.
Even verbal, when you say something to somebody, that's how it is in the Fey,
Alright. So Kozik, give me
Oh,
one,
you guys are
2,
gone.
3.
You guys just left. Did an inside check.
So Kozik, give me 2 dexterity saves. As you step into here,
No.
okay.
you can hear the sounds of something above you just
Can
start
you even see? Oh, yeah.
cracking, and kind of sounds like something maybe about to fall on your head.
We try that one again.
All right. And the second one.
It's going. There we go.
Oh,
Boop.
nice.
Okay. Also, Cha, you should probably check your DMs for something.
Oh.
All right. So, Kozik, you and Neovara sees this because Neovara didn't get in as far.
Oh, Neovara was walking all around the place. Just froze it after Neovara had done like a full circle.
Looking away.
Oh, well, in that case, you can also give me 2 dexterity saves.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. So that's just part one. Anyway,
Uh-oh.
so you see, you know, you kind of got the warnings. You heard the cracking of stuff above your head, and the typical adventurer's plight is to never look up. But you at least heard it just in time to narrowly dodge. Let's see, with the 14, well, with the 14 you narrowly dodge, with the 20 you clearly dodge. But you know, you sidestep these stalactites that just shatter. They just fall to the ground next to you and break into like a million pieces, and little bits of like ice shrapnel kind of not really like exploding, but the force of the impact, you know, it's not a clean break. And with your natural 20, you manage to completely avoid all of that. You kind of shield yourself from it. Um, you know, lifting your arm, or you know, however you know what, it's a nat 20. How would you like to avoid this explosion of shrapnel? I'll let you describe the nat 20. I haven't done this in a while.
As I attempt to like run away, which I probably couldn't even do fast enough, I kind of my boots slip on some sort of little icy patch in here, and I just sit down completely on my dwarven hinder, and the shrapnel just explodes all above at head height, and I'm like, whoa.
All right. So you take nothing, but Niavara, you get a whopping 2 points of ice shrapnel damage. And as this, let's see how far. Yeah. And as this loud crashing sort of explosion of ice comes to fruition, let's see. So where is it you guys? Let's see. Kind of figuring out
I
where
had
you guys
done
ended.
like a full circle.
So basically where you are.
Yep.
Okay. In that case, Kozik, give me a perception check.
Perception.
And Niavari, also give me one, but for a slightly different reason.
There we go. That's always in the way. Okay.
From a nat 20 to a nat 1.
That one
Balance
is
in all things.
extreme balance. Yeah, I'm sitting on my ass in the cave floor here, looking around.
Well, you know, I'm trying to think of how to tack on extra bad stuff for a perception, but then it's like I can't really think of anything for that. You know what? Yeah, no, you just don't see it. If anything, you're distracted, and I will take that into account for something later. Niavara, though, you get with the perception, the shadows around you kind of shift a lot, almost like silhouettes dodging and weaving through the shadows, almost like you're being watched or stalked. And at that point, since you're where you are, looking inward, you kind of see these blackened spectral arms reaching out from the cave wall towards Kozik, who is none the wiser. And as you see this, you start seeing the same thing appearing along the entirety of this cave wall. And soon it becomes more than just the wall, it's the floor. These spectral hands start reaching up through the floor and start gripping at your, trying to grip at your boots. Do 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 do.
Kozik, we gotta go. Back up.
But not
Uh,
before.
uh,
Oh,
Have to make an encounter. Oh, wait, where's my? Oh, I thought that was about. All right, so give me initiatives.
Fuck.
oh.
nice.
Even the people not there.
Yep, because there's still, you guys can still do stuff. It's just going to be in a turn
How
order
far
now.
away are they from us?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not all that far. We're if you
Oh,
like
you're
scroll
just
all the
around
way
the
out, we're
corner
over
there.
here.
Got it.
Initiative doesn't. Exhaustion doesn't count for initiative, right?
Nope. Yeah. So you guys, I mean,
We haven't even taken a short rest.
Neovar did say they were going into the tunnel here, but beyond that, they just kind of, in traditional Kozik fashion, they just kind of meandered off, and stuff happened, which may or may not suck. Anywho,
Felt like it was more after my fashion to support my teammates than meander off, but okay, I'll go with that.
Kozik followed Niavara, not the other way around. I will fall on this sword.
Nice.
that's all right.
Are we
So 1, 2, 3.
are we all rolling?
Yes, everybody.
Yeah. Wheels are turning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who are we missing? We're missing somebody. Max.
He said he was in the. He said he's AFK.
Oh.
If you want to roll for him.
Okay. Let's go to his token. And then let's do the initiative. All right, let's go to his token. Give him Okie dokie. All right. So, first things first. Okay, where's my combat tracker? I have it here. So, Zed, you were up first with a 17. First things first, give me a perception check. See if you
Okay,
heard the
alright.
crashing from 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Really far away, apparently. Okay. So, amidst your somewhat shock of your short little nap, you are pretty sure you heard something crashing in, the room in the direction that two of your compatriots went. But beyond that, not much else. But you hear something loud.
All right. So Zed's gonna. Shit. Where I am. Where would I be able to get to with just 30 feet?
So on the left, you can use measurement controls and calculate.
Distance measurement
So
controls.
under
You can
token
also dash as a
controls,
bonus with the rogue, right?
yep.
Yeah, I was just wondering how far it would be for 30.
So if you click
Is-
token controls and then measure distance,
Oh, shit. How do I get rid of this now?
measurement control, and then select templates.
And
Then
it's
it
the
should
Ray template.
rectangular select template. and then you can just click on it and delete it. Do 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 do
Okay.
do. I want to. I can figure out how to. Oops.
All right. Anyway, Zed's gonna look at Chaw at Max, and he's gonna say,
Got a cough.
"Did you all hear that? It sounded like that came from where they went.
Oh,
Should we check that out?"
Wonder if they got that dragon they was talking about.
Oh shit! Why did they wander off on their own?
All right. So I'm on measurement control. Which template is it?
so under. So measurement control was how you got rid of that big thing you did. So
Yeah.
under token control, there's a measure distance. There's a little
Measure
ruler.
distance. Okay. Okay. So 15, and then with cunning action, how much further can I dash?
Your movement speed.
So another 30, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. So
But it has to start from where your token is. So
oh, I see.
there. Yep.
20
Good.
and there. Okay, so I can basically get just like right to the opening. Am I right about that?
Yep.
Okay. How do I move now? Just hit space?
Yep. But it might not let you because there's walls there.
Okay. We'll go through here. I think it was there. All right, so I can see into the room from
Yep.
here.
And you can see the shadows dancing in a unusual and almost hypnotic, but the biggest concern is the fact that there are these spectral hands that are reaching out of the walls and the ground, and they're just trying to grab at anything and everything, and they just kind of look like they're just grasping, forever seeking, forever searching, never finding.
Is it just in that room, so to speak?
Yep.
Okay. Niavara Kozik, what the fuck's going on?
Would love to know the
Fucking scene's
same.
coming down.
Need to, what's the word? Get the fuck out of here. I was just telling Kozik, I don't think we're welcome in this particular spot.
Cough again. Damn, I hate being sick.
All right, so moving and then doing the like my action economy's
Ooh.
done, right?
Let's see. You moved. Did your
Still has
bonus?
an
No, you
action.
still have an action.
All right, I'm gonna hold my action then until if anyone gets attacked, I guess.
So what is it you want to do? So
Um,
so when you hold an action, you kind of have to designate the
which
triggering
one it is?
event.
Okay. I'm gonna hold. Ooh.
I need more water.
All right. I'm gonna ready my rapier. In case either Kozik or Niavara gets attacked. Is that
So
I
like,
have to be more specific than that?
I mean, so I guess so to be, to have a little more depth to the concept. So what you're trying to, ascertain is what you want to do upon an event triggering. So if you were to say, I ready my rapier if somebody gets attacked, that, you still have to designate what it is that you want to do with your rapier. Otherwise, you're kind of saying, well, I have my
Gotcha.
rapier out in case somebody gets attacked. So like, as an example, you could say like, if something grabs Niavara, I want to attack it before it touches her. Or if a rock is about to fall, if more rocks fall, I want to be ready to push them out of the way. Like it kind of has to be a little specific. Because otherwise you're just kind of like, well,
I got you.
my rapier's ready,
Um,
but you're not doing anything with it,
If a
kind of
bad
thing.
guy comes out and starts making trouble, he gonna skewer it.
Yeah.
So as far as movement and things like that, would I have to be I would be attacking from where I'm currently standing, just to
Yeah.
clarify?
You would have to, because you don't
Okay
really
then.
have any more action economy to reserve.
Okay. Then I'm instead of readying my rapier, I'm going to if anything tries to attack Niavara because looks like she's closest, I will cast poison spray on it before it gets to her, or I will attempt to.
All right. That. All right. You prepare a spell. Niavara. What?
Awesome.
Why is my...
Yavara
Why'd that
is
change?
going to
What the hell?
So are there actually any things for her to try and target? Or are they just sort of hanging out?
You're not really sure. They're just kind of all over the place and grasping. I mean, you could attack something if you want.
Yavara, I want to do an inside check. Do I actually think that these things are going to be a threat? Or can we just get the hell out? Buck out of Dodge.
With the insight, what they're currently doing doesn't seem very threatening. I mean, they're just grabbing at stuff.
Kozik, get off your butt and just back out of this corridor. There's nothing here that we can see. And the cave is unstable, so we should get out before something bad happens, and Niavar is going to scooch up around the corner.
All right, so that first 5 feet will be difficult terrain for you, because that is effectively in the room.
Oh, because they're trying to grab at me?
Yup.
Do I have to make a check, or do I just, like, lose, like, half movement speed?
Just half movement speed for that one square.
And then Niavar will back up out of the way. And end her turn. Kozik, GTFO.
All right,
Well-
Kozik thinks, oh, good idea. And he kind of gets back up on his boots, and he's, I want to make my way out of the cave to follow my teammate.
So every square is effectively counted as double. Or I should say half. Well, double the cost of movement because it's difficult terrain. So normally, each square is 5 feet. It counts as 10 feet per square.
Right. So if I have 30 feet movement, if I do just do a double movement, I should be able to move the 30 feet.
Correct.
All right. I get to my feet and I kind of dust the little ice and rock shards off the top of the teddy bear.
But one thing to keep in mind,
yeah.
your movement is 25 feet.
Oh, it's only 25. Okay, cool. I'll
Dwarf.
keep
Well,
that in mind.
I'm looking at your sheet. Your movement is 25.
Okay, well I'll do
Because he's a
25.
dwarf. Yeah.
Yep.
Scampering on little legs here.
He's short and
5,
stout.
10, 15, 20, 25. Ugh. These things are grabbing at my boots and my belt and everything I can think of. Just get out of here.
You will not make it out in
That's
time.
my turn.
Okie dokie. Effectively still in the room.
Yeah.
How unfortunate. Max.
Hola. All right. So I'm just gonna use a normal movement for now. Let's see. 5, 10,
As Max
15,
leaves
20,
Chaw's
25,
as Max
30,
leaves Chaw's space, he's going to
25,
use
40.
a reaction to try to grab the water bottle.
I'm not gonna contest it if he grabs the water bottle. I'm just gonna kind of look back at him and give him a smile because we're best friends still. And then I'm gonna use my 40 movement, way more than any dwarf, and realize that it's completely dark in this cave, and I'm just gonna have my hands out and like feeling the wall and I'm like, what's your name again? Zion? Are you in here with the beard? Describe what's going on with your words.
If you're talking to me, I'm in a cave.
I
Are you
I was
talking to
meant the
me?
human. Yeah, you.
Fuck. All right.
Zion.
Well, apparently there's some like shadowy hands coming out of the walls of this room in front of us, and they were trying to grab Neovora and Kozik. Neovora's over here, and Kozik's still making his way through the room, but he seems a bit labored.
I'm gonna need more water.
Okay,
My
and
throat's killing me
that was
still.
just my movement. I'm gonna ready an action to use vicious mockery if something seems to be harming us that I might gauge, would be affected by it. Otherwise, I do nothing. And in my turn.
Alrighty. Yeah, you can only see Zed from where you are.
Yeah.
I can't even see Max.
Yep. So you hear, Max coming up from behind you, but you can't see him because, light sources and people with them. So, Raul.
Hello.
Hi.
So I was looking for footprints and monologuing and not paying attention. I don't think I would have noticed that they even left. So would I have heard the direction of where it's coming from? To know?
Didn't Zed say something before he left, though?
I believe so, but I was monologuing about dragons. So, should I roll perception, or would I just,
Yep.
would have been loud enough for me to hear it?
Perception. It's far enough away.
I think I heard it.
Nice.
Yep, even with disadvantage.
I can only get to the door, so I will do that.
I mean, you can
And
double move.
oh yeah, I can dash, can I? Can I move through Max or past him?
Yep, you can move through friendlies.
Says I'm gonna run into a wall, so I gotta move it manually.
Well, where your ending is at a wall.
Oh, okay. We'll do 25 and then one more. All right. I'll call it
Let's
there.
see, with your light source. So with what little light that you have available, you are very aware of the shadows and the grasping hands reaching out from the ground.
Would my torch be enough to light the room here?
Well, I have your illumination. You could see some of the room. That's what I'm saying.
I
You
I
can
can't.
think
see.
the reason you can't is because there's like a little corner here, and that's blocking your light.
Oh, we had an animation last time. I don't have it this time. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, that's just light.
So then I'm gonna then throw my torch to right here.
Okay, so 20 and 20. Light.
Are you
Or
gonna
can I
drag
not?
Zed
So
to
where are you
death?
putting it? Because I have to put
Can
the
I
light
do
source down.
that after dashing? Can it be a free
No.
action or a bonus action?
Nope.
So I don't think I have
So
the economy after dashing, do I?
correct.
Mhm.
Okay, so next turn I'm gonna throw it right to the center of the room. So yeah, then I'll end there.
All right, Cha.
Nice.
You were
So to
reaching
backtrack
for
a
a
little bit,
bottle.
yeah, as Max was running away, Chad deftly reached out, grabbed the bottle,
Only
and as
allowable
Max looked
because
back,
Max allowed it. Continue.
right, and as Max looked back, Chad looked at him with fierce eyes and a smile, and pointed at him and said, "You know what happens to thieves where I come from, Max? Lose their hands and other things sometimes."
Retroactively, if he said this, then I'm gonna shoot him finger guns while running away. Exactly.
And Cha runs after them, pulls out, he's still got his sword, he's gonna run in there. Let's see, so he was right here. So he could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Do, do, do,
30,
do, do,
35,
do,
40.
do, do.
He could get up to here, right behind Max. So he's just running along with everybody else. And he calls out, um, or yeah, he's just that's where he could get. I think
Seeing that the combat grid.
what would he have heard? Would he have heard that all the people shouting these
Jesus.
things about shadows and stuff?
I mean, we'd fill you in, even if you didn't. As soon as you got here.
Okay, so he's got his sword
With
out.
your
It's
with your
shedding
little
this
bit of
light.
light, I mean, you can see a very tiny sliver. Because I can, if I click on you, I can see what you see.
But can he see the arms at this point?
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like I can see that you see a sliver of light inside
Okay,
the room.
Gotcha. Kyle looks around the corner. Oh boy. Have you tried to communicate with them? And I think that's it. He'll hold his sword out, ready in action to attack anything that may come out and strike at his friends.
Oakley dokley. End of combat round means something happens to people still in the room.
All those
Posick.
people that are in there,
Yep.
every one of them. Okay.
Every single solitary individual.
Uh,
So
just
Kozik,
alone.
I will. Well, first I'll describe what's happening. So the reason you weren't really able to get out of the room was on account of the hands kind of grasping at your feet and kind of tripping you up, which is really weird because you wouldn't expect a shadow or shadows to have any sort of substance or tangibility, but they certainly seem to do enough. Like you'd expect that you can walk right through them like, you know, you would a normal shadow. But no, these are definitely slowing you down. And first things first, there are two things associated with this. So first things first, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw as the hands grab at your feet and your ankles, and they almost kind of start to dig in a little bit.
Here we go. Saving throw.
Ah,
Yeah. I've had better.
Definitely. That just means there's always room for improvement. So with that, you are effectively restrained, so your speed is now 0, and you know, as these hands reach up and grab at your boots and stuff, they almost start to climb, just climb up. And you realize that there's still no bodies attached to them. There's just these hands and arms that just get longer and longer as they, you know, seem like they're reaching up and climbing, trying to, well, you don't really know what they're climbing to, but they're definitely going up. And then part 2 of this, a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom.
As you can definitely feel something trying to invade your mental state.
ooh. Nice.
Good. But you were made of sterner things than this.
Nice, yeah.
What was that, a 19?
Mine was lagging there a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, it sounds like I did okay." It didn't show up for me, so nice. I see it now.
Yes, you are definitely made of sterner stuff than this. I mean, the constant, you know, being berated by your patron, and you know, the constant state of disappointment. Like, you know, there's nothing worse than disappointing mom. So this ain't shit.
Do your worst.
And then, since you passed it, trying to see what this would be associated with. I think they are all right. So thought I had it, but I moved it. So you can give me a insight check as you have
Okay.
passed your save.
Sight. Do it.
Ooh, neat. So in your ability to resist whatever this is trying to invade your mind, there was a slight, you know, like a slight twinge of frustration, maybe a little bit of anger, you know, enough to push out whatever it was that was trying to invade. Perhaps assistance, perhaps your own state, perhaps your patron, you know, wanting you to not fail here. Hold on, I got a cough. Ooh, okay.
Somebody is my co-pilot.
But
Yes.
anywho, the end of the round thing has triggered and you are stuck in this room. And then we move to top of the order, which is Zed. So nothing really like jumped out or anything like that. So it didn't trigger, you know, your specific event.
Mhm.
You know, just so you know, mechanically. But you definitely see these. Wait, double check. Oh wait, you don't even see him.
Well, I guess technically, just again for like the mechanic's sake, that held action was part of my last turn, so now this is like fresh turn.
Correct.
I'm not holding that still or anything. Okay.
Yeah, you can't even see Kozik. You can probably hear him in the room, but when I
Right.
click on your token, your light source does not cover his character. So
Yeah, I can't see him. Hmm. I do have two different kinds of rope. Um, can I do? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna move to where I can actually see him. Which might put me in a shitty spot. Um,
quite.
can I stand here? Would I have to move again? I feel like I'm kind of in the wall.
No, that's a legit spot.
Okay. So from here then,
Yeah, past this point, there's the grasping hands.
and they've
They
got a hold
grab
of
all they
Kozik and
can.
he's restrained.
Yep. Looks like they're climbing up him.
Ooh, not good. Hey, Kozik, you want me to throw you a rope or something?
I think that would be helpful. I don't
Yeah.
think these, whatever these are, have our best interests at heart.
Have you noticed if they're resistant? As I'm saying this, I'm kind of pulling out I guess a hempen rope. Um, ooh, okay. So if I was going to use it, if I was going to click on the rope to throw it to him, would I use that as an ability?
No, just say you throw the rope to him. You don't have to like
Okay.
click it to use it. Just say
Okay.
you're throwing him some rope.
So yeah, I'm taking rope out and I'll toss it over to him. And say, do they seem like they're afraid of light or anything? What's the? You got anything?
I don't think they're afraid of much. But they're pulling me back. They're trying to invade my brain.
Does he catch the rope? I guess is the question.
I mean, I'd say it's pretty easy.
Okay. I mean, I assume I catch it. I clutch onto it.
All right, so
Yeah, I'd say that's an easy.
all
Don't
right,
need
well,
to.
I'm gonna yank you out of here. Come on, you're coming with me. Sorry, you can't have him, weird shadow hands.
So you pull,
Yep.
which he's close enough. So first thing, gonna need you to give me a athletics to try and break him free of these grasping hands.
All right.
They grab all they can.
Oh,
Nice.
Ooh.
You pull him so free. I mean, I'd say you. I don't know. Do you want to hoist him over your shoulder while you're at it, just as a show
yeah, might
of
as well.
Nice.
Might as well. Like I'll
Actually,
kind of turn my.
I should say,
What?
describe to me how you do this, because
Okay.
it's your nat 20, not mine.
I'll get two hands on the rope and I'll kind of squat down a little bit. And as I start to pull Kozik free, I'll realize that he's kind of lighter than I expected, I guess. He's a dwarf, but he's stout and got a lot of noble garb on. But at that point, I realize that I can just freely kind of move him toward me, and not really noticing whether he's walking or being dragged. I'll just turn around and kind of throw the rope over my shoulder, shoulder into it as I'm pulling the rope, and then I end up realizing that I'm like pulled the rope so much so to where Kozik is literally just kind of like his legs kind of like dangle over my shoulder. I'm like, oh shit, hey, I gotcha, buddy. All right, let's get out of here.
Good old Mr. Thatcher.
I guess I'll set you down there. Sorry about that.
Thank
And then
you.
I'll kind of dust him off a little bit.
And as there is nobody in the room, the shadows recede as if they never existed.
So, did you all see anything else in there besides just shadowy torment?
Just other than the falling stalactites, no. Thanks. Thanks for dragging me
I
up.
saw that. I saw it.
What did you
What do you
see?
think it was? There was movement on the walls, shadows. I have
Like there were
studied the shadow arts.
literally
I
hands coming out of
recognized
the ground, Chaw,
How long
just
does
creeping their way
charm last?
up on Kozik.
1
Not
hour.
sure what their intentions were, but it did not look good, and
I think
Kozik did not give consent.
they had ill intention. Ill
You said
intent.
you felt them in your mind. Were they speaking?
No, there was just a feeling of invasion. But somehow I was able to resist it. Ugh. Say what we'll face next. That was terrible.
Hmm.
All right, so Zed will be kind of like wrapping his rope back up before he puts it back in his pack. All right, so where to now?
Please,
We're in the
everybody,
cave.
don't go ahead without everybody else. This is dangerous. Something's messing with our minds here.
Yes, nice.
There's illusions at every step.
I want to turn to look at Shaw and just be like, "Oh, is something messing with your mind right now? Are you feeling all right?"
He smiles at you.
I smile back.
He does the thing that you did to him, where he like looks at his fingers for a second and does the finger guns. Like that. What is that anyway?
We call them hand crossbows.
Oh,
It's a term of
adorable.
endearment, Chaw.
Okay.
Can we still
Nifty.
see, or at least can Zed still see the shadowy hands just kind of like rummaging, reaching
Nope.
in the room still, or have they disappeared?
They have faded into whatever dark void they came from.
So based
I
on
was
what Cha saw, would he know what this is based on his training with shadow arts?
Hmm.
Would he have any idea of what it was? Or heard about it or something?
Hmm. That would be a good question. You know what? Let's see what the dice tell us about this. So give me a. Let's see. This is part of your training. So I would say give me a history as you're trying to. Yeah, you're trying to bring some context to this scenario.
Can I ride the tailcoats off of that and say that I'm a worldly woman who's been around the block? All right. Could I also maybe attempt to identify
You sure could.
history?
Yep. And for a completely different reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it would be different, but I want to be very secretive, even out of character, to all the other players.
Oh, I know.
Thanks for telling us to our faces.
Just walks up to everybody. Hey, I have a secret. but I'm not telling you.
Being secretive to all of you. I'm not telling you that I'm being secretive.
With a 13, I can give you something. But that'll be in a
Okay.
DM later.
Yeah, I
Continue.
wasn't gonna share it. We're good.
I think I might use my inspiration on this one to see if I can get a higher knowledge on that.
Nice.
Okay.
While all
here
this
we
is
go.
going on, Zed's gonna send his mage hand back into the room we just came into just to see if the hands reappear.
Ah. $16 on that history of these hands, these shadowy hands.
That feels like a good joke setup. Let me tell you the history of these hands.
Don't want to
You don't
catch
want
these
to know the
hands.
history of my shadowy hands.
The next time you're number one on the initiative, you got to start the fight with that.
Don't know where my shadowy hands have been. They were in this big moist cave. That was too far. So I apologize.
The places my hands have been inside of a dark cave.
Thank you for being inappropriate with me. I didn't feel like I just stood out there.
And then the places
guy.
that she wants it to be dealing with dragons. Anyway,
Thank you. When
I
we're all
couldn't-
naughty
I
together, I
couldn't let
don't feel
him
as much of a
hang
horror.
out there.
Thank you so
Niavara
much.
is going to gesture down this small dark cave
all right. So
No.
further down
all
this
right.
hole.
So
How much
let me.
deeper can you go?
Did I
Pretty deep in the
broke it? There we go.
shaft.
You're too deep to pull out now.
All right. So Cha, with that history,
Yep.
you, because you know you guys are doing multiple things at once. I'm trying to keep up. So with that history, you can determine that with from your training, this this is sort of the bad side of it's not specific to your school, but you also know that there's a lot of malevolent things that lurk in the shit. Benevolent, let's get that mixed up. Bad things that
Malevolent.
lurk in the darkness, and you and yours have learned how to utilize them as a tool. But utilize the shadows as a tool because that's what they are. But there are also other things that exist among them as well. And Zed, you said you were stepping into the room.
I was gonna send. Well, I actually thought about taking a step in to trigger the hands, but because I just wanted to do something stupid. So yeah, uh,
Oh, great.
that'll take one like tiny little step into the room because kind of wants the shadowy hands to come back
You
just for
haven't
pure
had
chaos.
enough of the hands. Haven't
Well,
had enough of
well,
these shadowy hands.
okay, so OOC he wants to challenge the shadow hands to a game of rock paper scissors with his mage hand because he always loses to his mage hand, and so these are the kind of things Zed thinks about during these situations.
So one step in, nothing happens.
Fuck. He's gonna send his mage hand out and just kind of peruse just to see if there's any takers, I guess.
I was gonna come around the corner and see Zed doing this, knowing what he knows about these hands. He'd be like, Zed, get the fuck out of there, man. They're not
You're
going
right.
to.
You're right.
They don't want to help us.
He'll step back out.
I just want to high five the
I'll
spirit.
pay you a gold coin if you can run to the far end of the wall, touch it with your hand, and come back before those
Fuck.
hands can grab you.
You said
No, he
one gold
won't. He
coin.
owes me. He owes me a gold coin.
Oh,
He's
I'll
not
owe
going
you.
to give you the coin.
Fine, 2 gold coins.
You're not going to get 2 gold coins.
He won't pay.
What?
He won't pay you.
I will pay.
Yes,
I could
he will.
literally get to the other wall and back. Well, if I get into the room now.
Zed, are you thinking out loud or are you
I'm
just
gonna like pull out 2 gold
OOC
coins
thought
from a
process
coin
here.
purse and just like shuffle them in my hands like back and
Max,
forth.
what are you doing? Josh tries to
Such
grab
a
one of the
dick move.
coins. I'm gonna do a sleight of hand and try to grab one of the coins.
So, keeping in mind, you know, the PvP side of things, keeping that in mind.
Yeah. Mhm.
Trying not to encourage too much of that. Just a reminder.
Oh no, this Chad's starting to realize, even though he's friendly
We're
acquaintances with
best
Max,
friends, Cha. What?
Yeah, you're
quote
best friends.
unquote friendly acquaintance based on the spell, he knows that Max is a thief now. Gonna try to just get what he was already owed. That's it. That's it.
I don't consider it PvP because out of character, I'm like, yeah, go ahead and do it because I wouldn't be mad in character if he took coin from me that I owed him, right? Like I knew that as soon as I pulled out the coin that I'm showing that I do have money. I just didn't pay it.
You
Yeah,
pulled out
that's.
2 coins.
I'll just reminding people that
Let the record show that I never like steal from anybody. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I cast Meteor
Not
on
other.
Max.
So Zed is seriously contemplating running into this shitty room, touching the wall, and
Chaz
running
is
back.
desperately trying to stop this
before-
whole scenario.
So, and I think Niavara
Borrow
was
concentration.
motioning that we maybe, unless that was in jest, but that we continue down the tunnel.
No, not concentration.
Yeah, Navarre is in fact seriously jesting about it. It's more like as I was saying it, I'm realizing, oh fuck, I'm continuing this double entendre, aren't I?
You've taken it way farther than I did, Yavara. Way. Okay, so I'm going to do my sleight of hand. We'll just see what happens.
Ooh.
Oh, a dirty 20.
No contest.
I'm
So
glad you're
Chad
getting the
is-
good rolls out.
I know, right? These dice are going to turn on us right at the perfect moment. Chad grabs the gold coin and it's like, "You had gold, Max. You lied to me. I'm your close acquaintance." You lied
One,
to
I would
me.
appreciate it if you kept your hands off my person. Second, I never said I didn't have the gold. I just asked if I could pay you
Ooh.
back later. It's different.
Ooh.
You said you didn't have it and you would give me an IOU, and I didn't touch your person.
Hey,
No, I
Cha.
didn't say I didn't have it. I did give you an IOU.
Hey, Cha.
That's
Give me a wisdom save.
Okay. Oh God. See how good this could get. See how good. Okay, so
Ooh, goody.
9.
It's so fortunate or unfortunate that that 20 went into the sleight of hand. Anyway,
Ah,
so Cha, as you were having this discussion with Max,
best
You-
friend.
yeah,
That's
best
it.
friend,
close acquaintance.
best close acquaintance, you start feeling that sense of fury start to boil up again, almost being pushed to the surface. That feeling that somebody lied to you, the best acquaintance you've known in the last hour. And you just kind
Chad's
of
eyes are starting to
Yeah.
there's smoke starting to come out around the edges and curl up through his eyebrows. They're starting to turn colors. His nostrils are flaring, and he's baring his fangs. Getting a little feral.
And also, with that fail of a save, you could swear that you hear a voice, but it's very easily drowned out. But you kind of ascertain that it's saying something akin to embrace your rage.
Would I hear
Uh,
this happening behind me since he's right behind me?
Nope.
I mean,
Not the
this is
voice,
in
but
his head.
probably
Just the
hear
whole
that he's getting
interaction.
mad.
Would I
Yeah,
be
would
able
I-
to perceive the difference in facial expression?
Oh
yeah,
yes.
would I hear the growling and grunting? Is what I mean.
Oh
Looks
yes.
like Choa might need a hug.
Yeah, you
As
guys
said,
have not seen Cha like this. You've seen him close to this a couple of times, and you've seen him snap a little bit, but this is starting to go to somewhere else that you haven't seen.
I would like to try to reach out and put a hand on his shoulder, right? And kind of like double down on my charm spell, not like recasting because it would still be in effect. It's just been taken over by this other one, right? And I just imagine if you ever watched the Jungle Book where the snake is like hypnotizing Mowgli, I like my eyes to be swirly like that as I'm like, hey, just calm down. If you need extra gold, I'll give you more.
you got extra gold.
So the question is, are you casting it?
Well, he said he wasn't casting it.
Wasn't
Or did
casting.
you?
Okay.
No, yeah.
And the question for Cha is, do you embrace or do you resist?
My first response visually when Max said he put out his hand was that his hands would like lightning fast would grab the wrist and hold it tight, but then keep looking at Max and start collecting himself a little bit because he realized that it wasn't a strike, that it was a like it was a gentler gesture than that. And then he would just release it and let Max put their hand on his shoulder. But he's still kind of he's starting to control his breath. I would say that he's really desperately trying to control the rage and not listen to that voice. Though part of him wants to. Part of him wants to just completely let go, snap. There's another very strong part that wants to not. Desperate, desperately trying not to give into that. So he's just going to let go, still shaking a little bit. And he's starting to calm down and his face is softening a little bit.
And as, the rage starts to simmer down, that same voice, it begins to fade, but not before it says something else. Rage, fury is your only weapon.
Chuck
And then you kind of
looks
snap
around,
out of it.
looks around at that and is like, I think you guys are right. There's something in my head. Something in there.
Nah, don't think of it like that, pal. And then like I'm gonna kind of like shove a little bit so that we can follow her through the cave and kind of walk and talk maybe, right? And then I'm gonna be
Sure.
like, something my grandfather used to tell me is, when you pick a second, give me a second.
Now in the combat rounds is, there we go.
And while
Sorry.
Miyavar isn't trying to interrupt, what's going on, she is like openly staring at Chaw like, "Are you good, buddy?" Like she's making a face like, "Ah, I don't like this, but I don't know how like what to say."
I would say that you're definitely seeing something you haven't seen before. This is like
And
Chaw
Chaw.
cornered. He's cornered in a different way than you've all been cornered before.
Could I?
He's like,
Would he allow it if I like, since I already had like the hand on the shoulder, could I like grab at like one of his palms maybe and flip it over like very slowly as we're talking? Would he allow that?
I would say that yeah, as he's starting to control himself and he's
Mhm.
starting to realize he's around friends, that he would that yeah, he'd allow that.
Like yeah, like what my grandpa always used to say when you pick a pawpaw or like a prickly pear and you prick a raw paw and she's gonna like poke your palm. Next time, beware. You know, you don't prick the prickly pear by the paw because when you prick a pear, try to use the claw, but you don't need to use the claw when you prick a pear with the big pawpaw. And she's just kind of mumbling just to get his mind off anything other than what just happened, right?
I like those syllables.
I love that you did the bare necessities there.
Great, it's totally classic. Look at you caught the image of the snake so perfectly. That's exactly what I saw in my brain too.
Good old Ka.
Zed,
Thank the internet for gifts.
through through all of this, Zed's obviously concerned about Cha, but he's also concerned about Coin. He's he's pulled one of his arms kind of up a little bit into his sleeve, so his sleeve is extending past where his hand is, and he's cast Mage Hand in the place of where his other hand would normally be. And he said he looks over at Max and he says, "All right, so you said that I just gotta go touch that wall, and you're gonna give me coin.
Yes, you physically go touch that wall.
All right. Well, I bet you never seen me do this before." And the mage hand is gonna disconnect from his body, fly all the way across the room, touch the wall, and come back and like reconnect, make itself seem like it, uh, is still his hand. And he's like, "Ah, all right then.
Oh, that was really
Clever.
gross.
Clever.
Anything for coin."
All right, now I'll scribble out a little IOU 2 gold message.
Oh, so you had extra gold. You're flipping coins around.
I had to repay Cha.
He's gonna begrudgingly just grab your IOU with the mage hand, tuck it into a pocket.
I
So
was in
yeah,
the middle of like wanting to resist everything about that and also just listening to your delightful little rhyming play on words.
so the cave is relatively silent aside from, drips and drops.
Right, well, I guess we're going that way, Niavara.
Correct. I was more just making sure that I didn't accidentally walk back into trouble by myself. As funny as it would be to continue getting into stuff. I also don't necessarily like going by myself. Well, no, that's not true. I shouldn't say that. And she starts wandering off down the
I
cave
heard
wall, sort
water.
of like sliding
Is this
away.
is this still an innuendo, Niavara? I can't tell anymore.
What's an innuendo?
And Niavara is just gonna sigh and let it go. Like, it's not my fault. We're literally in a dark cave.
I think it's windows inside. Is what that means, Max?
Correct. You
In
are
the window?
you are completely correct, Raoul, and I'm so proud of your intellect.
Right. In the window. Sure.
Windows.
Sorry, bakeries
Windows
famously don't have any windows.
Yeah, Baker's lung. That was the thing that killed people because they didn't have windows.
What?
God.
Ah,
You know, we always have the
Max,
loveliest conversations, especially when we're in dreary, dark caves like this.
that's true. Max, so what are your favorite things to bake?
I mean, what don't I like to bake, right?
Like
Well, that's a separate question for sure. What do you
Is
have
that
things that you
insight from
don't like
me?
to eat?
Yeah, Niavara is like, damn,
I
this
gotta do these
bitch
every
keeps
15
lying.
minutes.
you gotta
Literally
do
every.
Well,
every
at
five
this point,
minutes.
Niavara is so
I'm
aware of the
teasing,
fact, like, oh,
but that's a 26 miss.
No.
was she sincerely trying to lie there, though, or was she just, like, saying it off the cuff?
No, it's a lie now.
So,
God.
Yeah, now it is.
Now it is.
Now, don't let even if I get like a higher check, like this isn't necessarily a PvP thing. This is an instincts thing, I would imagine. So if you were suspicious before, you can still have those suspicions, and then maybe you can like in your you know how sometimes you try to trust people and you give them benefit of the doubt. It's like, well, maybe their bakery didn't have windows and they just assume it applies to. You know what I mean? It's not like this is fact.
Mm, that's fair enough. Niavara is a little spy herself, and so she's like, I do not like this, but I can't find where the problem is. My every signal says that something is up here.
Super slippery.
Half tempted to just like go full mask off on her and just scare the shit out of her. But the problem is we've not been alone.
especially not in this cramped and damp cave, of which you've entered a new room.
Yeah, but be careful walking in there, okay?
Oh, I'm fine, Chaw.
Of
Sorry, I'm
which,
Yeah, I got hit in the
overprotective
head
and
by something.
paranoid.
in this room, just just like the last one, there's stalactites. They look exactly like the ones before. And there is this, it's not really a pillar, but there's this big rock that's kind of in the middle of the room that skewers the other side of it. Um, making sure line of sight things. And yeah, otherwise it seems like a very nondescript room. There is a moisture, there's droplets of water, there's, it's still cold, still damp, but,
Watch those walls. Watch the walls, Niavara. The walls have eyes.
Chaw, I think
Yeah, did they
that
have
you're
eyes
not
now? They had
doing
arms in the
so
last
well.
one.
And she'll very carefully take a step out. She'll like try to be very soft pawed, knowing since she was the one that was like hit last time, she's gonna like purposely try and be like soft on her feet.
definitely soft on your feet.
Nice.
Hmm.
I was
And
holding out the sword and just illuminating the walls.
Hold on, gotta go.
she'll peek around.
Excuse me, Max.
And then she's
Oh,
like,
so
there's
you
another
peeked
cave
around, did
down
you?
this way.
You peeked around that pillar, did you?
Yes.
Oh,
There is some stuff over here.
Oh, cool.
It's probably not something you're gonna like, though.
Oh, no.
uh-oh.
It
Another
looks like,
initiative.
I mean, depending on who you talk to, worse. So on this side, there seems to be a little shrine paying,
Uh-oh.
homage to a particular deity that you are very familiar with.
Oh no.
However, this shrine has been defaced, desecrated, and, well, ultimately, there's just enough of it there to convey what the original creator put it there for, because there are shrines to the traveler all over the place, right? So this just being one of them, but somebody came through here and whoever did this with intent and purpose.
Evar was gonna make a little gutted sound at the back of her throat, like fucking bastards.
Like
She's
should we
gonna
have
kneel
Kozik
at
touch
the.
it?
What's wrong, Niavara?
Evar is going to just like kneel in front of the shrine and then gesture to it, like someone came through here and defaced this. A shrine to a god.
Oh, which
Asshole.
god?
My god, this is for the traveler.
Why would they do that?
The fuck if I know? Genuinely. And she's gonna like try and like set it to right. If there's like a broken piece, like if things are broken, she's gonna like try and fix it. If the table just needs to be like sort of set right back up, she's gonna do so.
Gonna take a good bit of work because destroyed table legs. Um, somebody's thrown
Can
like
I assist?
blood all over it. Like it's like the worst defacing that you've seen in a long time. But the question is, how does that make you feel?
Hmm.
I mean, angry, of course. She's
Ah,
fuming, basically. Um,
give me a wisdom saving throw.
Hmm.
uh-oh.
Oh, rage. We're in a rage cave. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah, we are.
maybe it was
So
that son of a bitch we're after who did
what
this.
what started as, anger and frustration quickly boils into rage, hatred, with an intensity that you can only imagine what Cha just experienced. And on top of that, a voice that, you haven't heard before, but it's very clear as this is fresh in your mind. Fury. Embrace it. It is your only weapon here.
Niavara's nails briefly, like, lengthen out into sharp talons before they withdraw into the palm of her hand.
And in no way is it forcing you to do this. It's more of a suggestion. Very
No, this is
convincing
her
suggestion.
Niavara doesn't necessarily get angry. She likes to think herself aloof. So once she actually is angry, she's used to expressing her emotions physically.
Hmm.
Her teeth lengthen in her mouth, and then she closes it. And she's like covering her face with one hand as she's considering the sorts of punishment that the Fury would give for such a slight.
Hmm.
She takes a breath and she's like, Fury is not my only weapon. Change is my weapon. You're barking up the wrong fucking cleric.
She's saying this out loud.
Yeah, did you say it out loud?
Muttering it.
And Cha, after having just heard that voice, he says, Niavara, did you say fury?
Yes.
Was there something in your head?
Well,
Was there something in your head?
I'm fucking pissed. And she gestures down to the shrine. The
No, I mean
traveler.
something.
Oh, is that
Was
what you
something
call him?
talking in your head?
Yes, I heard someone in my head
So did
saying,
I.
Fury is your only weapon here.
That's what they said to me.
And what's Raul doing, perception-wise? What are you looking for?
Oh, I just rolled away from my desk to pet the cat. Hold on 1 second.
The most
I hear
important.
water. Yeah, my cat, she's real chubby and she was laying in her bed and looked real cute. And I was like, I gotta pet it. I hear water, but I want to focus in and hear it's got to go somewhere. And I want to see if I can, see if it's traveling in a certain path or if I hear rushing water or something. We're in a cave and, you know, we're tracking somebody, but I want to see if it's, the direction of an exit and listening to see if I can tell where the water is going to see if I can hear some sort of exit or echoes or something of that sort.
Sounds like it's coming from.
Like rushing water. Think like the
Let's see.
Goonies when they hear the water rushing when
Actually,
they're
I'd
going
say
through the trees.
because of your light source, you can see like the droplets of water in this like corner.
Glimmering. So
And
I don't want
down.
to. I just don't want to interrupt what
It's
you
down
guys are
here.
doing. But I'm gonna wander while you guys are.
All right, now roll
doing
me
stuff.
initiative. No, just kidding. Continue. So over there is just a tiny pool of water where, the stalactites above you seem not really completely melted, but, you know, whatever slight temperature difference is enough to cause them to just,
Well,
be
I
less
guess
than before.
I'll refill my water skin while I'm here and wash off my bloody backpack finally.
Huzzah!
Guys, we've met a dead end. And I'm gonna shout that back up to Hulk gave to him.
Even if she's paused to like contemplate her rage, I'd have liked to assist with restoring the shrine, and if she stops, I'll keep going and just ask, what did you call this?
This is for the traveler, and she'll sort of refocus her energy on trying to fix it. The god of change, the god of invention,
Oh, where
the
I come
god.
from, we call them the traveling dude,
Yes,
Randall Flag.
he's a common figure in most mythologies. The man with no face that visits in the dark.
Very fun.
RF.
I'm gonna help restoration as well and cast mending, where it would effectively make a difference.
Yeah, and you'd be able to fix some of the broken legs and, maybe some of the jewelry and offerings got busted up and scattered and broken, and maybe it was a little bit of jewelry here and there that had the gems removed, but then like thrown to the side, like more symbology than somebody who was just here to get loot.
Do you think it was our nemesis? Did this?
I don't think so. The Dark Six are never well liked, and though the traveler is one of them, he gets more respects than this on most occasions. Beware the gifts of the traveler. I can only hope that for all their efforts in doing all this just to steal from him, that they were well rewarded in turn for what they took.
Oh yeah. Hey Koza, give me a quick perception check.
Oh, okay. Let me pull. Uh, my computer is not perceiving. Okay, here we go. Perception. Okay.
All right, cool. Continue.
I'm
didn't
certainly
see it.
hanging back at the cave, at the mouth of this room, sort of remembering. I'm kind of cursing. You know, I'm a dwarf. I should know that you got to be careful in these caves. And I'm kind of absorbed in myself here.
May or may not have been a retroactive check. Anyway, so it
This
takes you
lovely
guys a little
body.
bit. I I guess I can ask you, do you want to take a short rest to, take your time fixing this stuff up, or
Have any of us actually used any resources that need a short rest?
I have one spell left.
But do you get your spell slots back on short rest?
It's an artificer, so I
nope?
think it's long rest only, right?
I think warlock's the only ones to get the short rest one, right?
Do you need a long rest to get rid of your exhaustion?
I do. I do have exhaustion.
This does seem like a relatively safe room.
Well, I mean, hands were just coming out of the floor.
Just
The
literally
other
Like
one
35
removed
feet
from
from
where we
us.
were being attacked by shadowy
This-
hands.
This looks
Yeah,
like a sanctuary of the
We might
traveler.
be able to go around
can-
corners.
I can reconsecrate this room. That might take some time. If someone has silver to spare, I can actually probably make another batch of holy water for future needs.
Hey, that's a good idea.
I got a
Max
silver
will probably be able to
mirror.
write you a fucking IOU.
I flip her over a silver piece if I can.
And Neavara flips it over in her hand and she smiles and she's like, "This is technically speaking mostly zinc."
Would you like another one then?
I need powdered silver, I'm afraid.
I will break the handle off my silver hand mirror and hand it over.
She just
It's
said it needs to be
It's a
powered.
little pool of water over there.
I was
So
just
Cha-
insulted, so I'm quietly walking away.
Yeah, Cha, having noticed Zed chuck that intense statement toward Max, he looks at Zed and is like looking at Niavara and looking at everybody. You guys, there's something in here that's messing with our heads, and it wants us to get angry. Can you tell?
Nope,
So-
feel fine.
Important question, Max. How did that insult make you feel?
It made me feel like he's gonna remember that I owe him money for a long time, so I'm just gonna act like I'm offended. That way, he might loosen up on it later.
Okay, but you're not angry.
No,
Okay, just checking.
I'm determined and curious, and hoping there's treasure somewhere. Can I see into this pool of water?
Do you have a light source?
I would like
Yep.
to turn on my lantern, please.
And that is 20/20? Is it 30/30?
I don't know if I click it, will it just do it, or is
No,
Nia
I-
gotta do it?
I have to assign it. I'm pretty sure.
Let me see. 15
But you
foot
can-
radius,
But
30
you can
feet.
click it
dim.
and you can see the extent of this program,
Alright,
because that would save a lot of time if you could
let's
just do
see.
that.
Usability. Did it work? Wait, let me put it. Ka-chow, right there. All right. Well, it turned everything purple for me, so I'm gonna pretend I didn't.
Chow?
Wait a minute, you have a lamp? Why did you ask for a torch then?
Because I like having things.
That's what you call a thief.
I didn't steal anything.
You asked for things under false pretenses,
What was the false pretense? All I said was, "Can I have a torch?"
and you allowed us to believe that you didn't have one.
I mean, what you believe is up to you. You believe in the traveler, right? I'm letting you keep that.
I'm a cleric. If he didn't exist, I wouldn't have powers.
I just. Okay, yeah.
There we go.
I keep
I
clicking
gave you
things and
light
it keeps
sources.
making things pop up. Okay.
Max, they get their powers from a cult.
Did it call to you,
Wait,
Ivana?
were you guys
I'm
saying
sure of it.
in character?
Well, I'm sure of it at this point.
I think we're making a point that you're lying by omission, Max.
I didn't know I was in character. I was arguing out of character.
Oh.
We're pretty far away. I've been away from the group. I thought we.
It's a cave. We could hear an echo, you know.
Art imitate life.
Mentally, I'm picturing that Chaw is like yelling after Max.
I will shave some silver off of that mirror though for Neobar to use. Or break the handle off, or however I can salvage a bit of silver off of it without breaking it.
Can you powder it? It needs to be powdered.
I take a knife and shave the edge of it. Silver's pretty soft. Grind it onto the floor.
Pretty damn funny, not gonna lie.
So you have a lamp. It's on. You can see clearly into the pool of water.
And
It's
the
not a very deep one.
torch.
It's not a very deep pool. Are you perceiving?
Yes, please. Perception.
Disgrace. Mentally, I'm picturing the fact that Chaw is going to remember that you harmed him after
I
this
saved his
podcast.
life.
Yeah.
I've actually been doing a lot of good, like out of character. I've been doing all right. I'm trying to help people over and over again.
Justifying your character.
So with the
Whose side
10,
are you on?
so
Axis.
perhaps it's the, you know, up until now you kind of were maybe used to the torchlight, and you know maybe that kind of orange, yellowish orange kind of light, and then you flip on the lamp and it's just like white light, and you know that kind of maybe takes you a second to your eyes to adjust to it, and you know standing over a pool of water and you know the light reflecting and refracting, and you know it threw you off a little bit.
Hmm. How cold is this water going to be? Because I mean, it was freezing outside, right?
I don't know. Do you touch it?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch it with my hand.
It's cold, yes, but it's not like, you know, instant frostbite if you stick your
Like I
hand
get
in it.
hypothermia.
I mean, if you jump in it, probably would take a few minutes.
Okay, I made up my mind. I'm gonna go back to the
This
group.
this cave is not bringing out the best in us, you guys.
Is it the evil creature trying to make us angry, or is it the fact that we have new dynamics that we're not quite sure are shaken out yet?
Well, something is definitely talking in my head, and if it sounds the same as hey, you're good with voices, Niavara. Can you replicate the sound of the voice in your head?
Neovar considers the proposition for a second, and then she does her best impersonation of it. Which is yes, fury is your only weapon here.
That's it. It's the same voice. There's something in here.
Yeah,
Or-
yes. Is it now? The question is, Raul, does that
Mhm.
sound anything like the thing that talked to you when you were on the sword?
No.
Actually, yes.
So it sounds like our big fuck off dragon friend actually can still reach us down here in these caves.
That's
Wait,
what
is
I was
the
gonna
dragon
ask
that's
you,
talking to us?
Niavara. Did you get
Based on
affected
that-
by that thing up there?
Based on the
I thought
impression, yes.
I thought it was the Dale voice that was talking to us. Okay, so then I'll be like, all right, that sounds, probably similar. Well, he wasn't that angry when he talked to me, though. I mean, he was. You know, not like entrapping my mind kind of vibes
I
from it.
Nevar will consider it for a second before she thinks better on it. Like, no, I think that would actually be too mean for me to say out loud.
We're being influenced by the big dragon in the ice. Oh,
Maybe.
hey, I just remembered something from my training about dragons. And the descript the I think what we're experiencing from this dragon, it is this is not a normal white dragon. This is a mist dragon. I
What's
didn't
the
read
mist
much
dragon?
about them. I didn't read much about them, but just some of these weird phenomena that they're happening.
I mean,
If,
there's definitely weird phenomena happening.
if it's
I
from the
read
dragon.
about it a long time ago, but it may be important.
You think he's called a mist dragon because he missed out on being alive?
That was a pretty good one.
Maxim said something
Clever.
hilarious.
That was a pretty good one. I like that.
Hey,
So
Ravioli, did you fly over that water? It seemed like there was more to it than met the eye, but it's too cold for me.
I mean, I can go take a look at it, but I got too much in my pack to fly right now.
But you can just leave all your stuff with me, and I'll make sure that it doesn't get lost.
You know, I don't know if I would do that.
How about,
good.
Raoul, you leave your stuff with me? I'm an aesthetic.
I think I would get an IOU for this, you know, all this leather I've been carrying around for 4 days.
Very likely, considering everything that we know about our friend here.
Oh,
Max, you're
you
steadily
don't know
losing
me at
stuff.
all. I
I'll
would
just
I
never
walk
write
across
a
really
check that
quick.
my ass can't cash. You know that.
And I'll just walk into the water. It's
I
not
want to
cold
make
enough.
sure that he's okay.
What? Where are you? Where are you?
What am I looking at here? It's water and it's cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna point out here. No, it's way deeper. Like it goes on for like 50 million feet. Just go
It goes on where?
fly. Go. Don't get in it. You'll get too cold.
Is this like this area right here, like a lake or something? I don't know. I guess the way I'm seeing it
So,
on the map, this looks like a wall to me.
Well, I've got a lantern, so I'm gonna share space with you.
I see the cone of light out, but it's just black void right there. Is that what I'm supposed to be seeing?
nah, that's just a map thing.
Okay.
I think that's just
Like
the
one wall
scale of
being,
the bright light, right? I think it
yeah.
goes out further because I don't see any walls specifically. I just see water.
Because right where we're standing, I see the coloration of the map, but I don't see anything. Like this space over here is void space for me.
Yeah, that's all cave wall. It's just a
Go fly
wall
around in
didn't.
this circle.
Oh, that's why, because there was a wall that didn't get imported. That explains it. Anyway,
Oh, so there is something over here. It just didn't load in.
no, there's nothing there. There's one wall missing. That's
Oh,
why you
okay.
could
I was
see
gonna say to
there.
me it kind of seems like it goes all the way out to here and then all the way out to here with the dim light. And I
Oh,
was
it's
like,
just the wall's missing, so it's casting our light out. Okay, so yeah, because so our water is only from here to here, standing. We're at the back edge of it.
Yeah, so
okay,
like,
okay.
hold on before I go accidentally make more walls.
Yeah, all right.
Like
Never mind. I'm investigating something that doesn't exist in character, right?
like a little tide pool is what
Yeah,
we're
so like the
standing
two
in.
squares, like in this little alcove or the pool of water.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like right,
yeah, okay.
like
I thought we were looking out into the abyss here, and then with the dim lighting from the lantern, it was making like this 40-foot long room. And then I was like, oh yeah, fly over there.
okay, yeah, because the light's casting out from right here. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, the way I saw it was like these places right here.
Well, since we're here, you should dive into that water and see what's at the bottom of it.
I don't think it's that deep.
Well, then you won't have to hold your breath that long.
I'm just gonna look at the water. What's in it?
So in there, there appears to be a tiny little coin with the symbol of a dragon.
Mhm.
Can't really tell what color dragon it is, and actually you have light here. So the coin is white. You haven't touched it yet, so you don't know if it's silver or some other material, but you see it, and it looks like on the coin, the symbol of this draconic entity has three like claw markings over it.
Like it's been scratched out.
Yes.
I will pick it up, and then if it doesn't do anything right away to me, then I'm going to take it to Niavara.
What? I was the one right next to you being like, "Oh, hey, could you see if there's anything down there?" And you're gonna walk past me.
But if I see what's on it,
Give him
I
IOU.
Just ignore him.
oh yeah, I'll get you another one later. But if I see the symbol on it, Niavara was open about the coins she's been getting. So Raul would remember from the Bison King that she got that coin that appeared in her pocket or in her bag.
During the dream, yeah. That's true.
Because you were like, "What the fuck is this?" Whenever. So, yeah, I'll grab it.
Charles can ask Niavara, like, Niavara, what can we do to get this dragon out of our heads? Do you know anything? Like with your holy water or any of your abilities?
Frankly speaking, I think that the problem is the cave that we're in, slash, um, what's the word? And she snaps her fingers trying to think of it. Proximity. Niavar will take the coin from Raoul and try and identify it. Like, is it an obvious symbol? She could, like,
Oh yeah, I guess I'll move back over here. Yeah.
religion, history,
Do you know
investigation.
what this is? I found it. Remind me of that one that you got a few days ago.
The one of the keeper.
I think so. You just found it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Where'd you
going
find
on?
this one?
It's in that pool over there. But if you look here, and I'm going to point out the claw marks, looks like somebody's trying to, like desecrate it or something.
Uh, would Niavar recognize it normally, or would Niavara need to roll religion?
Do you
Definitely
think we
wouldn't
should
be
put it on
normal.
this shrine?
Huh?
Definitely
Sorry.
wouldn't be normal.
Uh,
Ugh.
investigation.
Sorry, I had to cough. So you're trying to ascertain. So what information are you trying to glean from it?
Just trying to, like, recognize the symbol on it.
Symbology. All right. History. $17. So with that, you are able to learn or recall, based on what was mentioned about something something mist dragons and something something long time ago. This probably was some relic from way back when, just thrown in this cave, or maybe lost, maybe put here intentionally. But historically speaking, it goes well beyond, ancient times as one might consider, average lifespan of mortal races. Let's see. History. Yeah. And hmm, I'd say with the 17, you'd be able to put something together. And also, you know, the putting a couple things together, there's that big old dragon outside, there's this coin, it's kind of scratched out. You just came across a shrine to the traveler that was desecrated, very akin to this coin. It's almost like somebody came through here and just defaced everything they could find, anything they can touch here. They just intentionally thought to draw the ire of any passersby and potentially that particular entity outside, almost to say that, well, you don't really know what to say about that, honestly.
Nievar will relay this to Raoul and sort of scratch her cheek, like, see, what I guess I'm picking up here is that I don't think that this is like hate crimes, if you will. I think that this is rage bait.
All right. Zed, you mind coming here for a second? I've got an idea, Miss Neovara.
Okay, I'm curious.
Zed, you know that thing you do that makes things go back together? You think you can take the scratches out of this?
Ooh.
I
Let
don't
me
know if
see.
mending will work that way, but
Yeah,
if
it
you
should.
can, reform the
Says
scratches in it.
leaving no trace of former damage. But
Oh, there you go.
it says it repairs a single break or tear in an object.
But it's a cantrip, so you can consistently repair. I think it
Yeah.
doesn't restore magical properties, though, right?
Right.
If there were any that were said there.
It can physically repair a magic item, but the spell cannot restore magic to such an object.
Right. So that should work. No, a
So
tear
there you go.
be classified as a scratch.
Yeah, because we don't know if it's magical or you're not restoring any magic. You're just repairing
Yeah, my
the
attempt wouldn't be
metal.
to restore magic because exactly, like I wouldn't know it was magical, so I would just be trying to restore it to
Yeah, buff a scratch.
new, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 1 second.
And then if this
Sorry.
works, knowing that this was a shrine that had offerings of
Sorry.
coin and such on it, once it's polished back out, I'll set it on the shrine, like back where Raoul would assume it came from. Because the room's on an incline, the water's pooling down at that bottom. I guess he would assume when they broke the shrine, it rolled away.
All
And
right.
then
Let's see.
repairing the offering and putting it back. Like respecting the altar. Kind of is what my mentality is.
So you cast mending on this coin, and one by one, the scratches disappear. They fill in. It's brand spanking new as far as damage goes. Still kind of a little dirty, but that's why you have other spells. And one thing that you notice about this coin is once the scratches are removed, kind of feels a little heavier in your hands. And Zed, specifically, since you were holding it and you did the repair, a voice exactly like what Niavara just impersonated is in your head, but only yours. Fury is your only weapon here. Temper it with control.
Zed's just gonna peer at the coin and not really say anything, but just contemplate the message that he heard, and he'll rub the coin a little bit and look at the back of it and rub it against his coat, and he'll just hand it over to who I guess Raul. I don't know who had it before, but yeah,
Yeah,
hand
I
it
would
back
have
over.
handed it to you. I think, unless Neovar still had it, one of us would have handed it to you.
Yeah, it's going to the same place.
It's Raul's coin, so if it gets handed back to Neovar will hand it back to Raul.
Right? Yeah, I'll take it.
So, Zed, any weird
Oh,
interactions?
they're gonna be dealing with some fighting stuff soon.
What
So
happened? Did you do
it was
anything?
as
Depending
it was
on which
almost as
room they
soon
go in.
as the coins, those scratches filled in on the coin. I hate to say it, but I believe I heard that same voice that you both heard as well. Um, it said fury, and then it said basically I need to temper that fury and control it.
Oh, didn't say that to me. It just said
It's
that that
interesting.
was the only weapon here.
I It seems as though we're all getting different parts of the same message, and
Eh,
well, if we might have something in store for us in these caves.
Listen, when we said the name of our quarry, that dragon freaked out. So maybe it is trying to help us to get him. Because obviously, when we get to him, he's not going to be just some human. It's only the shell.
I I believe you're right, and gotta gotta be careful because anger and rage can definitely.
Spiral.
Destroy us all. From my studies, white dragons, I don't know about these mist dragons, but white dragons are considered evil, whatever you want your definition of that to be. But we've come across many complicated creatures that's not that easy to say. So we do need to be careful because they're cunning no matter what. And they could be using us, but we might have similar goals right now.
Well, and to your point, not all voices that we hear in our head are necessarily steering us in the right direction, but it is something to
Right.
take into consideration.
As you guys are saying this, I'm gonna place the coin down on the altar, and as I'm doing it, I'll refer to what Shaw's saying, and I'll be like, "Well, I think that's all perspective. What's chaos to a fly is normal to a spider, you know," and just set it down.
Just saying, we might be the flies, and it might be the spider.
I'm just saying it could be this big bad evil, right? But is it evil towards us? You know.
Well, the thing we're chasing, we also consider a big bad evil as well. So,
So I'm just saying, you know,
oh,
if it's evil and
it's
that's evil, which one's
it's
really
hard to know.
evil?
Well,
Morality's the perspective, you know?
being stuck in between two evils is not necessarily the best place to be.
Raul, do you consider yourself good or evil, or neither?
Oh, I'd say neither. I just, the way I see it is I don't know their story. I don't know what they've gone through and what they've done. Who am I to judge?
Oh,
Well, of
Oh,
course,
see,
sure.
if you check, Raoul's true neutral. I'm just saying, Chaw, you're from the Hells, right?
Right.
But I wouldn't say you're a bad guy. I wouldn't say you're evil in the slightest. You know, it's a
Oh,
matter of perspective. Somebody else might think that about you because of the way you look and where you're from. But I do. I wouldn't say that. I don't know your story, but you're all right by me.
I've made that choice, though. I'm just saying we need to be careful. We don't know what happened out there. And this
Why that?
creature's talking in our head and hurting us.
Well,
If we
if they're doing bad things, I guess that always putting harm in your way. But we're not. I guess I'm just generalizing. I don't think I'm the type of person that calls it as it sees it. I guess I just want to. You know, everybody does right by me until they do wrong.
I love these conversations. We do have interesting conversations in the weirdest places.
Oh, that's
Max,
the
what's your
nature of
feeling?
traveling.
Has this thing talked in your head yet?
I'm gonna like look off in the distance from where we've already come, right? And just be like really distracted and then just kind of over my shoulder. What?
Has the dragon talked in your head?
No.
Not
I
at
gotta
all. It was
I gotta go pee standing up. I'll be back.
what?
To Raoul's, I passed my wisdom saves for it. So more or less, the way he would see it is if it was trying to be malicious to him,
Come on.
it wasn't. So out of sight, out of mind. He's just didn't think much of it. Like Kozik's talked in his head. I think Max talked in his head. Like there's been a couple different times where like telepathy kind of things have happened to him, and it's the Fae. So, his mentality is like, take it as it comes. It didn't harm me. So, like, who knows? I don't care. Moved on from it. I guess it's a roundabout way to explain his viewpoint of the dragon. It might be bad. It might not be, but hasn't attacked anybody. So it's not of concern, I guess. But
Is
it
Max?
has
With that
attacked
being said,
people. He's just unaware of it actually, attacking him.
with that
Has
being said,
Max?
I don't think Zed, specifically Zed, doesn't know whose voice it is. So he's not assuming that it's anything. He's just taking the message for what it is.
I'd say Raoul's aware that it's the dragon based off of listening to Cha and Neva talking.
Yeah, you communicated with it.
So, but yeah, just unassuming. It's just another creature of the Fae.
Should we have let Max run off like that?
Oh, he's
No.
he's got pee.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bad idea.
No. I mean, even if you have to pee, have a pee buddy. We're in a dark cave. There's a dragon talking in our heads.
which way did he go?
He ran
Lay
back
down
into
there.
the
Like down the way we came?
yeah.
Yes. Go.
No.
Oh my
Ugh.
goodness.
Um,
It sounds like he's the only one who didn't hear the dragon. That's a little weird, isn't it?
did
Might not be anything in his head for the dragon to catch on to.
this might be
That's a good one.
OOC cube.
That was a good
Uh,
one.
did the shrine have a reaction when I shut it down, or did nothing happen?
Nothing visible.
Okay, then so if I didn't, instantaneously notice something, then I would have just, I'll move on and follow with them. All right, you guys coming with? You staying here? Seems all
Oh,
right. Safe in here for now.
Oh, I'm on the way. Hey,
Goes
Kozik,
it?
unless you want to touch that shrine, I know it's
Well, he's been standing
you,
next to
you
it for a
like
minute.
touching
Don't touch
shrine.
anything. Let's go.
The main issue is that Nivar has no idea.
Well, the main issue now is there's no light and Zed can't see anything.
Yeah, I ran off with the torch.
So I'm so instead of doing what I was doing, I am stuck in this room with Kozik now.
Oh, I see something. I'm gonna deviate.
I didn't mean
Are
to
you
go
sure
that
you
way.
want to deviate?
Raul is so sure.
Are
Spicy?
you
No, not
are,
sure.
are you positive you want to deviate?
I'm positive. Raul is positive he wants to deviate.
Dude, Chop's gonna turn around
Because
and be
Raul,
like, "You guys, stop dilly dallying."
Kozik?
he's lost in it.
Zed's just
Chop's
gonna kind
running
of
back
sit
up there.
down. Oh shit! Hey, Chop. I can't see anything.
Why are you guys still here? We're taking off.
I can't see. I ran into the wall trying to go through the tunnel,
Here, grab
and
my
so I just
tail.
sat down. Oh,
Turns around. He
okay.
has his spiked tail. I mean, it's not spiked. It's like the tip of it looks kind of like a spike. Grab on and keep up.
Hold on, Kozik. Oh wait, he can see, right?
Yeah,
Yep, he has dark
Kozik, what are
vision.
you doing? Are you going pee? Kozik, are you alive? Kozik, what if I tickle you? Oh my god, you guys, something's wrong with Kozik. He's not
Well,
speaking. He has this pale look on
Zed,
his face.
Zed's gonna put
Uh,
Kozik over his shoulder again, unless Kozik says something.
uh, I'm here.
Kozik, wake up. We're
Oh,
going.
Okay, thank God.
While this is going on, Raul's gonna stop to Nievara and be like, "Look, an exit."
An exit. Or are we just seeing light? I guess
Well, I've been, paying attention to the water and searching, I guess, for an exit. So he's gonna take the light source as an exit.
the main issue is that we don't know where Max is.
Um, well, that sounds like Max's problem. I hate to be rude, but
Max.
I mean, I do know that he was in fact ready to abandon me to the void, so
I'm just saying, going off by yourself into a dark cave, that's, hey, it is what it is.
Oh,
I
there
mean,
you
I
guys
also
are.
went off by myself in a dark cave. Then again, I live in the Underdark.
All right.
Oh,
Are you committing to this?
I'm committing to it.
Okay.
okay.
Hell is Max.
Max.
Fairly sure I wouldn't be able to hear them. Well, no, I might be. Yeah, I'd be able to hear the echoes, maybe, right? Are they loud? Are you loud?
Like, if
I mean, they are
we're all
calling for you.
chatting.
Yeah, I think we're calling.
I'm gonna yell
Weird.
really loud back. Zed, there's something shiny in here.
Ah,
I believe the saying is you've fallen for my trap. But first let's see if
no.
let's
Whatever this
see.
well thing is up here, that's what I'm trying to alert Zed to.
Well, so Max 19. Oh yeah, you hear him.
Out of character, when you said, "Are you sure you deviate?" I was like, "Oh fuck." But in character, he's been looking for an exit this whole time, and we're supposed to be following somebody, so it makes sense to go to the light source.
So the
Would I
question
notice?
is, I'm sorry, go on.
Would I notice any because we mentioned tools, anything that would help me get this situation taken care of in a way that I would want it to be?
Well, thieves' tools. You know a couple of people who are pretty good at, you know, dealing
That's
with
my
that kind of
thought. Like if I
situation.
can't do it, then I would run back. 'Cause I don't
Yeah.
have anything on my person they would help. But there was mention of tools, in the area, but those also could be like different, what I mean?
Yeah, different types of
Like
less
blacksmithing
favorable
tools aren't
things.
really going to help me. Or like a sewing kit's not going to do anything. All right, yeah.
Okay. So
Bike repair kit.
while that's going on, like you hear them, they called out to you. Just nobody move right now.
All right, all right.
So, because since you saw, Max has a situation going on, but they were still calling out to you before Raul went in there. So, I'm giving you the opportunity to do something in that brief time frame.
Okay. Is anybody around me perceptive? Are they able to talk to me?
Nobody is anywhere
Not the
near you.
players. Not the players.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
okay.
Or
Yeah,
are they in a
they are.
condition of like a okay? I'm
Barely.
definitely. I want to be
There's-
kind of reassuring and just say, it's all right. Ahoy! I found. I've got not necessarily one of us, but I've got new friends. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna get all of you out of here, and it'll be okay.
What a twist.
What a
Wow.
twist.
And
Who
then
hears
Actually,
that?
we're looking
I
for
would try to
somebody.
navigate towards the sound of them calling me.
Raul yelled for Zed as loud as he could too. So
Oh, okay.
Max, why is everybody leaving? Separating. Oh,
I'm definitely
gosh.
not yelling back at them. I'm only hurriedly walking back.
Okay.
And I've got a lantern.
So-
What the hell, man?
Rock.
You don't need to go that far to pee upright.
In the time frame that Max had to go pee,
Mm-hmm.
Raul ran in here. So Raul, in this room, you see a very sizable well. There's this like light that emanates from it, and and normally it's just like bright, bright light. But the second you step in here, it turns blood red, and all the lights in here mimic the exact same, as if to say, you done stepped into the wrong room.
So the well turns into like red water, or the light emanates red?
Both. Basically, the water turns to blood, the light turns blood red, and all the lights in this room go from, they're kind of torchlight color to this deep flickering red.
I'm gonna, as soon as it happens, I don't know who's behind me anymore. I'm not looking backwards, but I'm gonna holler out to him and be like, "Don't move! Don't come any farther towards me."
It's Niavara behind him.
Technically.
They're like, "I see a fountain that was shimmering shiny gold, and as soon as I laid eyes on it, it filled with blood."
Raul, get out of there.
So I wouldn't move anywhere, just in case. And then he's gonna go to the blood. He's gonna go to the blood fountain.
Oh, something happens before you get there.
Okay.
A couple things happen.
Put me where I need to be.
Oh, you're right where you need to be.
Okay.
So first things first, give me a. So this is a.
Hey, Kuz, you remember when I ran off and died as Taka?
Yeah. And who else after that?
And Leo.
Oh no.
You know what? I lost
Uh,
2 characters for going off into places I shouldn't have gone.
Okay, there it is.
To be
So,
fair, I saw the light when I passed this, and I was like, "Ooh, I really want to know what that light source is," but I fought temptation.
I've been actively looking for an exit, so and that was my
That
reasoning
makes sense.
by committing to it. So
so
out of character,
this
Rebel's actually pretty smart, but at this moment, he's kind of a dummy.
so in this room, where while things are kind of changing color and the scenery's shifting, well, the cave floor almost like a veil has been dropped or an illusion has been, you know, uncovered, and
Okay.
there are skeletal remains strewn
Oh,
all about this cave.
this is great.
uh,
And
Foreshadowing.
yeah, another dead guy. And on the other side of this well, you
I
see,
can only see to right here. It's cut in half.
well, it's like there-ish. Like
I was gonna
it's
say
on
I
the
can
light.
only see right there.
But you can see Dale himself standing
Uh-oh.
there as if expecting you,
Right
waiting.
here by this lantern.
Yep.
Okay.
And essentially, first things first, what is your AC?
14.
Okie dokie. So, as you basically stepped into this room, this huge cave, there are several very sharp bones on the ground that jet upwards, pointed towards you, and just like little darts, like bone fragments and bone shards just jet out towards you. But you manage to not get hit by them.
So, like, as I step down, like the bones break and fly up at me.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's like a layer of bones. It's not like
Yes.
there's corpses strewn about, like where, like the throne of skulls kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Do 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 do. And
Even the mimic.
as something else that looks
one.
very familiar, the walls themselves have taken on a very shadowy appearance. Hands that reach out as if wanting you to come near them and, embrace, but not from the ground. However, some of these shadows, these shadowy hands, stretch outward and they reach into the skeletal remains that are on the ground and just kind of pick them up like little marionette dolls.
I don't like
And
that.
among them, there is
I
one.
also sent you a quick DM, by the way, not to interrupt.
There's one that stands out.
All right.
Doo doo doo. Did it import? Perfect.
That token looks cool as fuck.
And it seems to stand there as if guarding or waiting, perhaps? Second, because I gotta pull one more thing up here. And among these creatures, doo 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 doo. What the fuck? It just takes a while for it to
Oh, what
get
the
dragged
fuck
over.
is that? Oh my god.
We can't see anything.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Uh,
Oh
there we go.
fuck!
Ugh.
That's a
Is is the room dark for you guys?
Yep.
So
Well,
I'm the
part of
only
it.
one that can see these.
Well, I mean, we have tricks to do.
I see the snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we click on our character,
How does she see the
we see
snake?
what
The heck?
actually is.
Oh, okay. Oh, I clicked my character and you guys vanished.
Yeah.
How do I
Weird.
undo that? Oh, I just clicked on the token. Okay.
But anywho, these bones begin to animate, and a voice very much not Dale, also as if the illusion has been uh, dropped. The facade, the lies, no longer needed. Your death shall be swift. Unless, you wish to make a deal for your life? And yes, in response to your DM.
Okay, so with that yes to the DM, I have a very different reaction to this question than what Raul would answer as. So I don't know, can they see me?
Let's see. Kozik can. I think Kozik's the only one that
Can't-
actually sees you.
I can see part of his token, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the rest of you are in for a mystery. But Kozik, I guess, then would see right as he says it and he locks eyes onto me, you're gonna notice Raul isn't Raul. His for a split second, his feathers are all gonna turn jet black with like a gilded golden tip to the edge of his tail, and instead of looking like a hawk, he's gonna turn into a crow. And then he's gonna furrow his brow and look down at him, and he's gonna as Dale says this, he's like in a not voice that you recognize. He's gonna turn and be like, Dale, I am here to find you specifically. What deal can you make to me that would even be worth my time instead of taking you out? And then he's gonna turn back into the hawk.
And Kozik saw part of that.
If he can see me.
Did you guys see that?
Actually, with that would buy you guys time to do one thing. So,
Like one random action.
See.
yeah, basically, because originally it was going to be like, all right, trap a sprung, get wrecked. But it's opening a deal. I see you are a man of reason. Good, good. What is it your heart desires? And I can provide it.
What my heart would desire, well, I'm here to find you. And you're
Also,
offering me a deal.
I have a DM for you.
Okay. I'll wait for it to pop in.
What's everybody else doing while I get this sent to them?
Are we able to move? Like, what's the
Yeah.
condition here?
Niavara was going to attempt to be like stealthy and sneak up quietly.
Ditto.
to
I
back
do.
up.
I do have a different voice for that. I just didn't expect it to happen just yet. So
Do we? I guess in hearing
Could
So
I,
okay,
before you guys rush in, my action would be more based on approaching you two and not going in there. That way you can still take your turn and go in there. Um, I would be looking for you two specifically. Uh, and I would have like a different expression. Usually I have kind of a cocky expression or sometimes a neutral, just like a trouble, mischievous, like, kind of, this is a very serious, and I look very, very worried. And I'm just gonna like this is simultaneous. Like he was going in there, I came from way up here, right, with my lantern, climbing over all these rocks and stuff. And I'm like, Zeb and Cozy, I really, really need your help in a bad way. If when we can, if you can, very, very important.
Zed's gonna definitely notice the difference of facial expression. Like, oh, all right, but what's going on?
Um, I told you I had a family, and I think you guys, for whatever reason, you've like taken I don't know, I've rubbed you the wrong way somehow, but I am here looking for my people, and I found them, and they're all chained up to walls in the back, and I have no idea how to. Maybe if I bash you with the rock, but I saw you with the doors earlier today. I thought maybe you could do the same for them.
Yeah, well, first off, of course, but I just don't feel like you rubbed me the wrong way. There's been a lot going on recently, so anyway, we'll talk about that later. Let's go.
Okay.
You need help right now. Our
Is there
party just
something?
went.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
look like behind me, like I hadn't even noticed. Like what's going on in there? And I'm gonna just bring a hand to a rapier.
Zed's almost been the furthest from the group at this point too, so I'm not sure how much he's not aware of anything that's going on in there because he couldn't see anything, and I don't know if he could hear anything.
We would have seen Shaw and
And
uh
Niavara moved
Nearby, I
that
believe.
direction.
I
I would
think
I would say.
Shaw would have gestured to have everybody kind of move out quietly
Niavara is
before
like
going
definitely,
with Neobar.
and Niavara is definitely sneaking.
Yeah.
Wait, all right, so what, Kozak? You what's going on?
I just saw our hawk-like friend change as if just for an instant into some sort of like a crow with jet black feathers, and his he's he seemed different. I'm not sure, but it was definitely strange.
And it wasn't like, can you be
I
sure it
could
wasn't
be.
like a trick of the lights or something like that?
I'm not sure. And now you're saying that your people are chained up just around the bend over there?
It's more than around the bend. It's through another cave in the back.
Fuck. So are
I,
they? Hold on. Are they just captive? Do you?
they look bloody and beaten and tortured, and half of them are passed out.
And they're being tortured
There
currently.
was no one else.
Is there
No, there was no
is
one
there
else in there.
there's no immediate threat there? All right. Ah, fuck. Did they seem like they needed healing? Or
In a bad way. Yeah.
okay. Zed. Okay. With that being said, I think Zed's gonna follow Max. Like Kozak, tell Chaw and Yavora, just fuck. Be careful.
Well, I'll
I feel like
go
I gotta help Max.
I'll go with you too. I can't let you go alone.
But he's
All
going with
right.
me. It's not alone.
We gotta we gotta pass this message along. Okay, so OOC, I can't see Cha and Niavara anymore from where I'm standing. So I don't know how far away they are, but I'd like to at least uh pass the message along that we're trying to help save
They're
um
like 30 feet from you.
Max's friends, but I would also like to relay the information that Kozik said about Raul. And I know Cha has already been concerned about Raul and that something's in his head or something like that. So I feel like that would be very pertinent to pass along. So maybe as we're crossing this tunnel here, going and following Max, we'll just kind of, and I know they're trying to be stealth, so a loud whisper.
Well, I mean, at this point, you can hear a lot of commotion coming from inside this cave. So,
All the bones rattling.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll, if are we following Max up north, basically up top?
Are you?
You're
Oh
going.
yeah, I'm going with him to help him.
I'm sorry to stop at this point, but I need
Yeah.
to hit the sack now.
But I know it's getting late, so I figured we were gonna kind of wrap up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just figuring out who's going where.
I'm going with Zed.
Unless we get, if we, so this is why I was throwing it out there, is I wanted to communicate this to Niavara and Cha, and unless they, for whatever reason, convince us
Put a model
to
there.
stay, which I'm assuming is going to be easy based on what Raul is seeing. My intention currently, based on where Zed is, would be to help Max, because Zed has no idea what's going on in the other room, and I'll leave it at that.
You could come up to Cha. Maybe that could be the thing you do if you want to
Just gonna use this representative
come up and
model.
say something. But, or we could pick it up there next time. At what you want to do.
Yeah, let's give people time to figure out
Probably a
what they
good-
want to do.
Split the party.
Party right before the big undead fight.
It sounds
I
so
know,
bad.
right?
I know.
We're
We're all
level
strong
4.
enough.
We're all level 4. We're
We're
coming
level
upon
4,
this
right?
creature.
Yep.
Like if
Level-
there's like
party.
explosions going off, I wouldn't just run north. I'd be like, oh, we should take care of this first, right? But if they're just sneaking in,
Yeah,
Yeah,
level.
We're
and
sneaking
that's-
in, but we also are hearing crazy stuff in there.
You hear a loud demonic voice talking down the hallway, and a voice you don't recognize.
Yep,
Yeah,
level 4
so-
party, split right in the boss room.
for me though, I really would want to protect my people though and make sure that they're unchained so they can get out.
Sure. No, it's a perfect dilemma.
this is a
It's perfect.
On the
a
other
fucking
hand,
fork in the road if I've ever seen one.
we found who was
Metaphorical
torturing
and
our
literal.
people.
Say that again, Diavara.
We found out who's torturing the people, though. Almost certainly.
Right, and probably who's desecrated all the stuff in here.
Cha finally gets a little insight on the Birdman.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that. Only Kozik said something.
So I
about
get
it.
so last thing, if everyone's still hanging out here, then last thing we'll do, because Zed wants to at least let Cha and Niavara know what
Yeah.
Max has just told us, as well as what Kozik mentioned. And so
Yeah.
so Zed'll kind of move to the mouth of this little tunnel that you guys went to, and he can see Cha, so he'll
You might
definitely
see
relay
us-
all that
we're
information.
like sneaking along the walls, really stealthy, like that's what you would see, I think, if you can see at all.
Yep, I can.
Cha has
see.
put away his moon sword. By the way, it's like total darkness.
Well, Chan
And-
and let's see who can see this far. Even Zed can see that.
And Raul's holding a torch.
Got it.
Yeah, you guys can see that this room is like
Oh,
covered
okay.
in bones and it's like blood red lighting.
Oof. Okay. Nice.
But that'll be something for you guys to figure out.
So yeah, we got some decisions
Nice
to make.
plays. That was a great session.
Yeah.
And the question
This
will
cave
be,
system is crazy
do you
too.
do you tamper your fury with control?
God, I meant to
Which,
talk
you
to
know what?
everybody about this when if we were going to be in a group, like that we need to somehow use our rage, but he never got to tell anybody that.
Which, funny enough, is the name of the session. Go figure.
Sweet.
I thought about that too, and what all whispers they were getting, right? And even earlier, you were like, "Are you mad?" And I was like, "No, not even a little bit." But after seeing this thing solo by myself, I was like, "Yeah, my character would be pissed right now, but also
Right.
really concerned, and this is urgent, and so I have to kind of pick one of those emotions."
That anxious anger where you're worried and shaky but still mad.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the fearless Fletcher Fulton. All right, he gets angry, he cuts people in half. He
Yeah,
doesn't
I was
have
gonna say, so I was OOC, I was wondering what the trigger was gonna be for Zed in these caves. Because there had been one kind of for everyone, or for, Cha, then Niavara, and now there's a kind of blatant one for Max. Um, and to that same point where we saw Cha actually get angry earlier, in a where it's almost compelling. It's kind of like taking over you. We haven't seen that side of Cha. No one's really seen that side of Zed either. And so I knew that it was potentially coming up. I would get something that was gonna give me that reaction. And I was like, I've never been mad in this character. Like, so I was trying to figure out exactly what that would be like.
Yeah, you've been
I think I
moody
lucked
or
out with the
distant
coin.
at times. You got a point. You haven't had rage.
Yeah,
I better not take you up here and it be a mirage. Do you know what I mean? And like there just be an empty room.
right.
Oh, we're giving the
Split,
DM ideas.
party.
Oh no.
Party. Split party.
Well, it
It's worked
depends on
well for
how
me
you.
in my other games.
Yeah, perfectly well. Time for
Depends
those
on how
nat
we
ones.
go, right?
Mentally
Good stuff.
picturing Niavara, like, so Zed's like, okay, we're about to leave, and she's just like trying to desperately gesture like, big fucking snake
Right.
right
Niavara's
around the
like, shut the fuck up and follow me.
Yeah,
big.
I think Charlotte would see Zed coming and just be like, come on.
I will say it's been too long since we've seen Kozik Eldritch Blast anything. So
Oh, and he's in a room full of shrapnel. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's see
Try.
it. Get in here, Kozik.
Kozik's our
Get in
walking
here.
holy hand grenade right now.
yeah.
Get in here. We got to see some flashing green lights.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I know it's getting late, so we can all banter, but I'm gonna go ahead and end stream. I will catch
Yeah,
you
so am I.
all soon.
Right
Yeah.
on. See you next week, everybody. Good stuff.
I'll see you later.
Right on. See you guys later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
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 All right. So with that, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Good 3.5 hours, not bad. Try my best not to cough into microphone. So that was The Fallen, episode 24. Fury and Control. Ugh. I can't wait to not be sick anymore. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun watching. I had fun running. No sickness will keep me from running the game, dagnabbit. So I am going to throw this up on the Ubes tubes. For y'all's on the YouTube, I run this every Tuesday from 7 to 10:30 is when we try to start. Sometimes it's like 7:15, but I'm trying to reel them in. But yeah, tomorrow is Wednesday, so here's hoping. Oh, my being sick doesn't rebound into something worse again.
All right. I ended stream. I'll be right back. I gotta order food and go to the bathroom and shit like that.
Okay.
Roger that.
That
I'm
was fun though.
wrapping up. And yeah, hope you guys have a good morning, evening, or whatever's in between for you. I'll be back at it, hopefully, tomorrow. And usually I try to start around like 5:30, 6-ish. Just kind of the nature of being able to get home in a timely fashion. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be at it again soon. And most likely, I'll sound like my normal, nasally, non-congested self, which will be interesting to hear myself, just to see how I sound different. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And I'm gonna hydrate because I need water too, because all the coughing I've been doing. So, have a good one, y'alls. Catch you next time. Bye.